Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at Sactownsports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Great to be back with you, especially after that big Kings win last night. It was incredible, of course, 132-120 over the Cavs. But, Kyle, here we go. Let's get started on the chat. Patrick Kilkenny says some nice things about us. Thank you, Patrick. Let's go get Zach LaVine. And you got Dwayne. Let's not. So here we are already in the throes of the fiery Zach LaVine to the Kings debate.
Hey, Kings fans, chill out, okay? Your team just won 3 in a row. We're feeling good. And all of a sudden, now, if we had this conversation last week after 2 straight losses to Houston, I'm okay with it. But is that how we're really starting the show, Kings fans? That's the first thing in our chat is we got to get Zach LaVine after we just had 2 very impressive wins, obviously Friday against OKC and what we saw last night against Cleveland. And now we want to run out there and the first thing we talk about is Zach LaVine. Come on, man. Slow down. Slow down.
Man, he too legit. Afternoon, Dwayne. I'm not in with LaVine either. He's not a fit for our team. Yeah, I don't know if we'll circle back to that. I was hoping to just address it and move on because I'm not a big LaVine to the Kings guy anyway. But anyway, whether he's a good fit or not, that's not topic 8 today. After that incredible win last night, I know coming home I was listening to the High Flyer and J-Ross, and they were saying, you were probably saying much the same thing at halftime, Kyle. I didn't get to see you, but I'm sure you guys were talking about, wow, the Kings shooting a very high percentage. Can they keep it up in the second half? And Henry said, well, I guess we were wrong because they did.
They did, and everybody was hitting, and we were waiting for this kind of game from the Sacramento Kings. To me, yesterday was their best game of the entire season on both ends of the floor. Obviously, you shoot close to 60%, 59% from the field. Everything was clicking. You shot 47.5% from 3.
I know.
And it wasn't like they just took 9 or 10. Like, they took, 42 3-pointers. And so Kevin Huerter was hitting. My boy Keegan Murray was hitting. And not to say I told you so, Whitey, but if I'm correct, on our show yesterday, I said the shooting is going to return tonight.
You may.
I told you so.
I don't have it written
down. You didn't write that
down?
You may have. All your pages are blank right there. Of course you didn't write it down. You probably ripped it off your page and threw it away after you saw last night.
Yeah, I did say something really stupid last night. I was sitting next to Chris Biederman, and we're watching the game, and about, early second quarter or so, I said, people say that the Kings aren't going to sneak up on anybody, but I think maybe the Cavs kind of took them lightly. And Biederman says, hey, look at what the Kings are shooting. When you shoot that percentage, you're going to beat everybody you play.
Everybody. Yeah. It wasn't even, I think, the Cavs ran into a blitz.
Yes.
It was just unbelievable right from the opening tip too. How about De'Aaron Fox? And we're going to talk a lot about him, obviously, coming back. He missed the first shot, but then got the tip in. He got his own tip in, and that sort of just started everything. And it was a party out there at Golden One Center. And, it was the first time that I really felt like on both ends of the floor, there was really nothing to nitpick with. They shared the ball. They played great defense, especially on Donovan Mitchell. They limited him. What did he finish with? 22, I think it was. And
Keegan guarding him.
Keegan, exactly.
Wow.
Here's the thing about Keegan, too. I didn't know he had this in him defensively. I understand the length. I didn't know about the foot speed to stay in front of guys. He's doing a hell of a job right now.
Yeah, he talked about it last night, and he said he's kind of figuring a lot of it out on his own. He said, the coaches help, but you just got to watch guys and figure out, what they're doing. So that's, he guarded Steph Curry earlier this year, and then Friday you had Keon Ellis primarily holding Shea in check. I wouldn't say they, shut him down or anything. But all of a sudden, the Kings, they gave up a lot of points last night, but they are showing some defensive grit as well over the last few games.
Yeah, and one of the things, that's been impressive about them is, timely stops too. Like,
that's a great point.
Yeah, they go in spurts. And sure, I'm looking at the box score here, second quarter, you give up 35 points. But what you did to start that game, that first quarter, I thought sort of set the tone. Donovan Mitchell, there was at one point, I think he had 3 points. And this was in the first quarter or maybe even the second quarter. And then all of a sudden he got going towards the end of the half. But by that time, Sacramento had already started hitting threes, feeling good about themselves. And the Cavs, what impressed me most about what the Kings were able to do? We talked yesterday about their two big guys, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And sure, they got their points and everything, but they only had one block shot. I'm talking about the entire Cleveland team combined, one block shot, and it was by Donovan Mitchell. Those two big guys, Sabonis handled those guys, and I thought the Kings handled them. So that was an impressive outing yesterday.
Yeah, one of the real telltale signs for me that this offense is clicking is when they get multiple guys in double figures. To me, that's a real sign. It doesn't mean you win the game, but the offense is working. So, but not only last night did they have 6 people in double figures, they had, as we all know, but this just speaks to what an incredible night it was, 4 guys scoring 20 or more. Again, the Warriors have had only 2 different players who've scored as many as 20 in a game. The Kings had 4 last night.
In a single game.
Yeah.
And what's so scary about it, Keegan, Domas, Kevin Huerter, De'Aaron Fox, it's not like anybody had an out of the ordinary, oh my God, where did this guy come from? He's not supposed to score 20. Like, these guys can score 20 points per game. Kevin Huerter can score 20 points per game, especially when he's hitting 6 threes like that. And I love the fact that, sure, Fox took the majority of the shots, 20, but Keegan 13, Sabonis 10, 11 for Kevin Huerter. It was a balanced offensive attack, I thought, last night.
Yeah, and that's the way this offense is set up. And then 25 for Keegan on only 13 shots. Huerter had 20 points on only 11 shots. And one number that jumped out to me about De'Aaron Fox, and there's so many things he did that are terrific, this gets overlooked, but it should be noted, he only had 1 turnover last night in his first game back.
Yeah, he took care of the ball. And it was an issue, obviously, the last few games without De'Aaron Fox, them turning the ball over. But remember, to start the season, they were one of the best teams at taking care of the ball. And that return last night, only 10 turnovers as a team. And it's funny how that works, right? De'Aaron Fox comes back, and all of a sudden, the shots start falling a little bit. The ball starts moving. 32 assists last night. And so it restored my faith in this Kings team.
Yeah, and you were just talking during the crossover about the roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
We talked about that yesterday. A week ago, of course, they lose in Houston on a Monday, and it felt like, ooh, something may be deeply wrong here. Now, a week later, and you're in first place in your division.
Right.
So,
and
hang on. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
So let me ask you this. Are we like, all right, everything's good? Remember, we were talking trade deadline after the Houston games. We were talking, all right, what does this team need? Do we feel better now? Should we table that discussion?
We definitely feel better,
right?
But you're always looking for ways to upgrade, right? Depending, and now all of a sudden you have a spare part, so that you got to keep track of that situation with Davion. And don't misunderstand me, I'm not saying get rid of him, but you have a guy who's been a valuable player who's not in the rotation now. So what does that mean? How does he find his way back in? What happens there? And in the West, as tightly packed as it is, you're always looking for ways to upgrade, because the margin that determines whether you're first or 5th or 9th, it could be very slim this year.
Yeah, I will say, and we'll talk a little more about Davion as we go the next 4 hours. One thing I've learned from Mike Brown, just because you're out of the rotation today does not mean you will be out of the rotation tomorrow. I mean, Sasha Vezenkov was out of the rotation.
No question.
You know what? He's been in the rotation last couple of games. He's been playing well. And so if I'm Davion, sure, you're bummed right now. Keon's outplaying you right now. But Mike Brown will give you another chance, especially, it's a long season. Injuries come up. If I'm correct, one thing Mike Brown said yesterday after the game about Keon Ellis is he's deserved to play. He's earned the minutes. And so when you get your opportunity, Davion, whenever it comes again, now it's your turn to try to earn those minutes back and earn that trust back.
Do you see this the same way I did? Maybe I'm wrong, but last night at the end of the game, they empty the bench and Davion doesn't play. And to me, that was almost a sign of respect.
Yeah.
Like, you've been a rotational player. I'm not going to throw you in there for 90 seconds or whatever and drive down your averages. I don't know. I saw that in a way as almost a sign of respect from the coach.
Yeah. And we've seen historically players say, nah, don't try and put me in now, So Mike Brown, to your point, out of respect, understood, you know what? I'm not going to do that to Davion. Throw him out there for a minute and change. I mean, what does that do especially for a guy that's been in the rotation?
That's it.
Now, if you never play or something like that, yes, I understand that. So, no, you're right about that.
And Mike Brown wearing the crown last night.
I thought, did you see that video they posted? The Kings said, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And, those are some of the things that I think brings teams together, earns, a trust between a player and a coach. What stood out to me in that video, and Mike Brown earning the Defensive Player of the Game crown for his 400th win, congratulations to coaches, how excited and happy the players were for him.
Yes.
It was like, it could have been Keegan, it could have been Darren or whoever, but they were genuinely excited. And so to me, those kind of things show me how close-knit this team is. Even though they had that rough stretch in Houston, they still remain tight, and I was encouraged about that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I know Coach told, I think it was Brendan he was talking to, and Brendan Nunes is going to join us today, but he said, they don't listen to me. I thought Keegan should have got it.
Right.
But no one listens to me in that locker room. So then they give it to him, and you could see, as you say, De'Aaron Fox had a big smile on his face. They were thoroughly enjoying it, and they were trying to do something nice for their coach. And I'll tell you something else I saw last night in terms of people enjoying things that I'd never seen before. I left just as the game was ending, which I don't typically do. So anyway, I was walking out of the arena and walking to the parking garage as people were turning, facing the arena and waiting for the beam to be lit. So I saw little kids, adults, families, everybody. They got their cameras, and just the look of anticipation and joy on their faces as they looked skyward, and they were just waiting for the beam. It was really cool. You think about it, of course they do, but I hadn't thought about that when I saw it. Oh my goodness, these faces are just lighting up in anticipation of the purple beam.
Exactly, and it means more than just a basketball game. Like it's in the fabric of the community right now. Even driving home, I turned left and I'm like, man, there's the beam. That thing looks amazing. And so, when they start chanting like the beam in that building, it is something else inside Golden One Center. And like you said, people run outside. Yeah. They want to see it, as it's getting lit. They want to be out there for it. It's a whole vibe outside, and it's here to stay. Some people want to get rid of it. Some people think it's cheesy. Some people think, but no, it is Sacramento own beam. Like that's something that this community and organization can hold on to, man, and it's tremendous to see.
See, that's a tough strategic decision there, because if you're inside, all right, I want to see them light it. I guess if you're inside, you want to see who gets to light it on the inside, right? Or you want to run outside and see it go off.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of a catch-22, because you kind of want to beat the traffic too, right? Yes. You want to make sure, but you also, they got the new thing where they light the beam inside. Sasha did that for the first time last night as well.
And that looks cool too.
That looks cool going up. And so, no, I love the beam, man. It's here to stay.
All right. We're here to stay at least till 6 o'clock today. And coming up next year with the Drive Guys, Drape's Takes.
Yeah.
Special edition after that incredible win. Right back with that on the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Day for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings. Just wing it.
Your flagship station for the Beam team, Sactown Sports.
We got Drape's Takes coming right up. Thanks for being with us today. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 on the chat. Manny says, it was cold last night, but I still went to go see the beam after the game. It's incredible. You know, they still have in Anaheim, they light the halo when they win a game, and it's like they do it. It's tradition, pardon me. It's not a big thing, though. It's like, yeah, the halo will shine. But here it's like, whoa!
Yeah, what's so crazy is that's where the beam came from.
Right,
actually.
exactly.
Yeah, that's where it came from, right? John Reinhart used to work down there with the Angels, I believe, and he came up with the idea we should do the beam, and then bam, it's taken off, and it is here to stay.
Let's talk to TC. Joining us here on Sactown Sports. Hello, TC. You're checking in early today. What's up?
Whitey, Jake, what's going on?
Hey,
what's up with you, man?
Oh man, just tapping in. Hey, look. Hey, the Kings finna be on a winning streak right now, man. They finna go on that 7-game winning streak like last year after we blew out the Cavaliers, man.
Mm-hmm.
We turned it around. The band is back, hitting shots, Keegan and Kevin. I love Davion, but I like what Keon brings to the table. So that makes Davion and that makes HB expendable. So don't be surprised if their names are tossed around or they're gone by the trade deadline to bring another piece in. Monty, will work his deal on that. But as far as the team, I like how we look. Y'all thought last season was fun. This season is going to be even funner because we playing defense now. So that's scary.
Gotcha, TC. Thanks. And I know fans are going to fan, and I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I know, Kyle, your eyes roll back a little bit after a big win when we're talking about trades. But HB last night, I know his numbers were underwhelming, but he played an important defensive role as well last night against their bigs.
Oh, yeah. I thought he did a tremendous job defensively. And as I was jotting down my notes for Drape's takes, he was going to be sort of a bonus one because we do have to have a discussion about Harrison Barnes. Because once again, he didn't play the entire fourth quarter, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
And so he played 45 seconds the other night against OKC in the fourth quarter. Didn't play in the fourth quarter last night. And so I think you can see sort of, the pecking order taking shape when it comes to this Kings roster. And so everybody that wants to see what Harrison Barnes does offensively like he did against Utah, that's not going to be his role, I don't think, on this team. I think, if Keegan is going, Kevin Huerter's going, Sasha got going yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have enough offensive firepower where you shouldn't need Harrison Barnes to be that 22, 23, 24-point per game guy that everybody wants. But what he does do is play great defense. And so he's not a lockdown guy or anything like that, but he's a savvy veteran, knows position defense. And so I think, there was some talk that, we should bring him off the bench. I think Mike Brown will keep him in that starting lineup. They got off to a hell of a start yesterday. And like I said earlier, this is not NBA 2K, Whitey. You don't need 5 guys that can score 30 points. Sometimes you need guys that play their role. And I think Harrison Barnes is that guy in that starting unit.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. That brings us to Drape's Takes.
Calm down, Ryan. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Let's get it started. Drape's Takes 132-120 last night over the Cleveland Cavaliers. The litmus test for this Sacramento Kings squad is not De'Aaron Fox. It is not Domantas Sabonis. It's not the bench. We will only go as far as Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter take us, Whitey. They combined yesterday for 11 of 17 from three-point range. Let me do the math. 45 points as well. When those guys play well, the Kings win. Matt Barnes said on the pregame show, Malik Monk is the litmus test. I disagree with that. I think if Kevin and Keegan are hitting, we could beat anybody in the league. And it was great to see them both clicking at the same time.
It was their shooting combined last night that ultimately broke the Cavs' backs.
Right. And the thing is, with their shooting, life becomes easier for De'Aaron Fox. Life becomes easier for Domantas Sabonis. We saw in Houston when those guys couldn't hit the side of the barn, Domas struggled because the Rockets sent 2 and 3 guys at him. And so to me, if you want to know if the Kings are going to win or lose, I'm looking at Keegan Murray and I'm looking at Kevin Huerter.
And to me, it's almost as simple as they just aren't pressing right now. I think they pressed at the start of the year, then Fox got hurt. They were pressing more. And then last night you could see that people are just shooting the basketball again. And hey, what a surprise it's going in.
Unbelievable. 16 of 24 from the field, 66% overall for those two guys combined. My second Drape's take has to do with my guy, Sasha Vezenkov. doesn't it look like the game is slowing down just a little bit for him? You know, before early in the season, he was rushing his shots. Feet weren't getting set. I understand he has one of the quickest releases in the entire NBA. But what I saw from him last night, and sort of he carried it over from, you know, the second half against OKC, he's coming along and he's finding his spot. And now he's taking some of HB's minutes. He's taking some other guys' minutes out there. 11 points last night. I thought he was fantastic.
I think that's a trend that may continue, him taking HB's minutes. We'll see. But he even dribbled last night, which he doesn't do. And it seemed like, to your point, the first few games of the year, he was shooting the ball so quickly, almost as if he thought, it's a different league. I got to get rid of it here in a hurry. And then he realized, okay, I don't have to get rid. I still have a quick release. I don't have to rush it. And he also was a huge weapon for the Kings.
Yes, he was huge. 17 minutes, 11 points, had 3 threes, and he was tremendous. My third Drape's take has to do with the head coach, Mike Brown. We talked a little bit about him earlier. 400 wins. Think about it. This was a guy that got ran out of town in Cleveland. Everybody thought it was all LeBron James. He got ran out of town in Los Angeles with Kobe and the Lakers.
They fired him after like 5
games.
into
the season. The season had just begun. He goes to Golden State, rehabilitates himself, develops his coaching style, his way of communicating with players, and then bam, the Sacramento Kings are the ones that reap the benefits of that. Mike Brown is a tremendous coach, and it's crazy to think, Sacramento Kings fans, I'm looking into the camera right now, this time last week, some of you were actually questioning the coaching of Mike Brown. Mike Brown has been coaching his butt off, Whitey. The fact that he did go with Keon Ellis, put him in there. The fact that Sasha is getting minutes. The fact that he's benched Harrison Barnes in the fourth quarter. Those are tough moves. Davion didn't even play. Those are tough moves, but he's making the right moves. He's coaching his butt off right now.
You know, I disagree with the narrative that, when Mike Brown starts this guy or that guy's not playing, that it's somehow he's sending a message. I think the message has already been sent, and he's just consistently showing them, if you play well, you are going to play.
Right. That's the message.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not playing well, so I'm not playing you. It's, you know what? You show me something, that's how you earn your minutes. And that's what we're seeing with Keon. We see it with Sasha out there as well. And I think his communication, and he'll talk to, he'll bring this up. What he learned from Steve Kerr and being on that staff, like Steve Kerr and his ability to communicate with players is really important. And I think when you get the buy-in that we're seeing from this Kings team right now, what we saw last night was the blueprint on how they need to play night in and night out. I think Mike Brown is doing a fantastic job. Reigning Coach of the Year, unanimous Coach of the Year.
Back to back Coach of the Year.
Are you talking?
Back to back. We're running that back.
There's a dude in Houston that might be have something to say. But I think Mike Brown's doing a hell of a job, man.
Yeah,
I think he's doing a great job.
That had to be extra special for him for so many reasons. If I'm not mistaken, J.B. Bickerstaff's dad, Bernie Bickerstaff, I think Mike Brown was on one of his staffs early on.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right about that.
There was a time when Mike Brown started as a head coach with LeBron, and he was looking at kind of, LeBron's a star, and then with the Lakers, Kobe's much bigger star, and then he came to the Kings last year, and all of a sudden he was the guy, right? The players are looking up to him because he's the one with rings.
Yeah, and that's something that the Kings haven't had. You bring in a guy like Harrison Barnes, he has a ring. JaVale McGee has rings. Mike Brown, like those guys walk in the door, specifically Mike Brown. You have to respect what he's done. He's coached the game's greatest players. We can go back to Tim Duncan and David Robinson he's coached. We could talk about LeBron and Steph Curry and Kobe and Kevin Durant. Like, he's been on the staff coaching the game's greatest players. And so if you're De'Aaron Fox and you're Malik Monk and these guys, he comes with the hardware. He comes with the pedigree, the resume that, you know what? I believe in this guy. I trust in this guy. And that's one thing I think the Kings had an issue with. No offense to Luke Walton, but I don't know how much the players bought into what Luke was selling. Now, because Mike Brown, he's won before, they had that big 7-game win streak last season. They understand that, you know what? If coach says it, it must be right. It's must going to work. And the fact, like you said, too, that he's willing to give guys an opportunity, that keeps you engaged, keeps you playing hard.
Yeah, and, of course, that makes him a guy who's a great communicator, and he's considerate of his players, but also it's just common sense. That's how this team needs something from everybody. more so than you could say about some other good teams. They need contributions from everybody to be at their best, and he understands that. So he's got to keep everybody engaged. And to the point people are making here on the chat, look at the last two games. Sasha lit the beam last night. Keon Ellis the game before. I mean, that speaks to that, how with this team, when they're at their best, you never know night to night who it's going to be that's really going to step up.
And I've told this story before, and I'll tell it again. I was speaking to one Western Conference assistant coach who had worked with Mike Brown, and he said the thing about Mike Brown, whether you're player number 1, player number 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever it is, he touches you. You can feel Mike Brown. He goes around to everybody, checks in with you during practice. Hey, you good? Everything okay? So you feel invested in what the team is doing. You may not be getting playing time, but you still have that connection with the coach, and that's something that Mike Brown does that's tremendous, and I think helps him with a guy like Alex Lynn last season, Keon Ellis this season. It's going to help him with Davion as well as he navigates, not playing as much as he did before. And so I think that's key, man. He's not just coaching the starting 5 or the top 7 or 8. He's coaching the entire team.
Yeah, because it's right, and also, as I say, because he knows he's going to need him at some point here. What's the snapshot? Where do you think we are with Davion right now? Right now, he's just going to have to, whenever he gets that next chance, probably on this road trip, he's going to have to play well.
He's going to have to play well. And, the issue might be Keon Ellis is playing extremely well. He had one play yesterday. I don't know if you remember. I think it was second quarter. Donovan Mitchell beat him, went for a 3-pointer, and Keon recovered and got a tip of it. I thought it was tremendous defense, and those are the kind of plays. And Keon's a little taller than Davion, too. And so I think, if you're going to, have a guy that pushes the ball the way Keon does, gets you into your offense, moves the ball, and plays defense, it's going to be hard for Davion to get back into that rotation.
That's Drape's Takes for today. Special edition. We'll never forget it. Drape's Takes. When we come right back, the Kings bench continues to take shape the day after a big win to Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Look for a mix of sun and clouds for the afternoon. Light northwest winds and temperatures today topping out in the upper 60s. Expect overnight lows in the mid-40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles, drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Knee, hip, foot, leg, or back pain? Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Lead generation is one of the most important aspects of any marketing campaign. Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products or services to them. Go to aimyourdigital.com today. aimyourdigital.com.
At Granger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Individual rates, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all states and situations.
Hey, small business owner. Are you ready to have the best year ever in 2024? When's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But Pi Insurance could save you up to 30% in just 3 minutes. Go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for your business. No hassles or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could make this your best year ever. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
The Drive Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Which way would you play this, Drapes? Last night, halftime's ending, and I know you had halftime duties on NBC Sports California. So halftime's ending, game's going to start, but in the media lunchroom, whatever you want to call it, the football game is almost over. So my choice there, the choice of a lot of us, you go up, take the elevator, and go watch the rest of the basketball game and make sure you catch the third quarter on, or you stay and watch the end of the football game. Which way would you go?
It was a close game, so I'd stay and watch the end of the football game.
I wanted to watch the basketball. It's like,
really?
I don't know, the Broncos, Bills, yeah. So anyway, I missed the crazy finish. Someone came upstairs and I asked them, and they explained
what happened. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. Where Denver misses a game-winning field goal, but too many men on the field for the Bills, and then Denver kicks the game-winning field goal. Denver's all of a sudden on the edge of the playoff
right?
picture.
I know. You going to give Sean Payton some love now?
No.
You going to apologize to Sean Payton? You wanted him out after giving up 72 to Miami. You know what? You could argue they have two of the better wins in the entire NFL. Like, to beat the Chiefs and then to bounce back and also
in Buffalo
to beat the Bills. The Bills got some issues, obviously, they need to work through.
Oh, they fixed it today.
Oh, they fired their offensive coordinator, right?
Yes.
Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey, the former 49er
You remember?
quarterback.
Yeah, former Miami Hurricane as well. Yes.
So he's fired as offensive coordinator, so their problems are fixed.
It's all good now.
His fault they had too many men on the field. His fault that Josh Allen can't remember which team to throw the ball to.
Oh my
all
gosh.
that stuff.
Yeah. Josh Allen.
Are saying Brock Purdy's better than Josh Allen now. I've been saying that for a long time.
He's playing better than Josh Allen. No doubt. Josh Allen has regressed this year. I don't know what the heck his problem is. The turnovers, that's your most important job, right? That's the one thing you can't do. Yeah. And he leads the league in turnovers. He's fumbling the ball. He's throwing interceptions. He is having an awful season.
Yeah. So, I chose the basketball game. And we'll figure out where it goes from here as far as the Broncos and the Bills are concerned. On the chat here, people are wondering on the chat when you and Katie are going to light the beam.
That's a great question, right? I think
it's players. Has it only been players to this point? I know one of the playoff games, I think it was Vivek and De'Aaron.
I believe it's only been players. And so we're way down on the list. I mean, you got to get to the players.
That's nice that people want to see
coaches, the front office, the concession workers.
I mean, you're
the people
probably behind Slamson.
If I'm behind Slamson, we got to.
Really?
I'll tell you what.
Slamson is a legend.
This is who I need to be ahead of. I'll tell you this right now. Slamson and Scott Moak and Scott Fresh.
I don't know.
I got to be ahead of those
been
guys.
Here a long time. All those guys have been here, and Slamson
I got to be ahead,
especially.
dude. I'm telling you,
Slamson is a freaking legend.
he is a legend. He is a legend.
You see the stuff he does? He's not just out there going, "Hey, everybody, here, I'll throw you a T-shirt." I mean, he's on roller
skates. Yeah. And you see the outfits that he wears too.
Yeah, I
So
do.
did you see the silver? Like he had like a silver head to toe kind of onesie on. I don't know what it was, but it was pretty fashionable.
Yeah. Here's on the chat here, Whitey Drapes. Do you guys think Fox can really become that superstar elite player we really think he can be? He's starting to show how great he is from Manny Too Legit.
Let's have a discussion on this, Whitey, because this is something that I'm on the fence about. I'll tell you a quick story. You remember Isaiah Thomas, our guy. We were talking about him in the crossover. He had two of the greatest seasons ever in Boston Celtics history. And they maintain, the people I work with out there, that he was a superstar. And I said, no, he's not a superstar. Like, to me, a superstar is a household name, is a guy, like, forget about basketball. I'm talking about, is he on the Today Show? Is he doing State Farm commercials? Is he, that to me is a superstar. How many superstars are in the league right now? Not a whole lot. Durant, Tatum, Steph, LeBron, Giannis, Luka, Jokic. That may, by my definition, a superstar, that may be it. And so for De'Aaron Fox, in terms of game, I think he's up there with the Ann Edwards of the world. Like, he's right there with those guys. But to translate into a superstar, I'm hoping this Curry deal will help him get there. I need to see some commercials. I need to see him being a pitch man. I need to see him be the face of one of the faces of the NBA.
I'm fine with that definition, and it's your definition, so obviously you could look at it any way you want. As long as that, let's say he gets some of that recognition, as long as it comes as a result of production on the court. Because to me, that's much more important. But
right, you got to have that too, though. Yeah, that comes with it.
But to me, the question is, can he become that? I mean, I think he can. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, it's
of course he can. Yeah.
But he can. But he's I think for him to get to that level, he's got to become even better defensively, consistently. He's got to become a better shooter. Because let's face it, if he becomes a really consistent shooter, and I know you have some numbers there that show that he's at stretches where he's an elite shooter.
Yep.
If he's consistently an elite shooter, you can't guard him.
Yes. I agree. If he becomes you can't stay in front of him, and he's not even that great of a shooter yet. Can you imagine?
Right. It's over at that point.
Here's the thing about De'Aaron Fox, and people want to call him a superstar. What we saw last year in the playoffs against Steph Curry was the beginning of it. He went toe-to-toe with Steph before he got hurt. And so, yes, he can become that. But it's not just a one-off thing. You got to constantly do it year in and year out, big game after big game. And so you got a big game coming up against the Lakers and LeBron. You got big games coming up, Anthony Edwards in Minnesota next week. You got Zion. You got Luka coming up on Sunday. You have to outplay these guys night in and night out. You have to be the best player on the floor to become a superstar. And he's trending towards that.
Yep.
The fact that he came back after missing 5 games and was the best player on the floor last night is crazy to me. He looked fantastic. And so, yes, he can become that guy. I think he still has some levels to get to.
I mean, it's a very high bar we're talking about. I mentioned when you were, I think it's when you were in Houston, we had Eddie Johnson on, who's with the Suns and used to play for the Kings. We were asking him about De'Aaron. Is he on track to be the best King ever? And he said, yeah, he's on that track. But again, let's face it, he's had one great year, right? Last year he had a great year,
right?
But he's had one. So if you want
he's had a 25-point per game year, but that was like with nobody watching. It was sort of on a bad team. But go ahead.
So you got to do it every year.
You got to do it every year
to be a great player. He can, but we'll see if he does.
And as well as I do, reputations are made in the playoffs.
Yes. That too.
And he was trending. If they would have beat the Warriors, if he would have stayed healthy, they beat the Warriors. Now you're facing LeBron and the Lakers in the second round. Now, you get that national audience for all 5, 6, 7 games, whatever it is. And so he's trending towards that. But, we can't say he's right there right now because I need to see more. De'Aaron Fox is my guy. He's trending towards that. From a basketball standpoint, yes, but it has to happen night in and night out.
Yeah, he has a chance to be we're talking about becoming a great player.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And that's, but Kings fans want to get in their feelings about this. Like, oh, of course he's as good as all these guys. But he has to do it. Like, it's sort of like, Whitey, all right, you've shown him to me once. You've shown it to me twice. Now let me get the longevity, and he can do that. I mean, he's still young, 25 years old. He's still extremely young. And so I want to see him do it against the best of the best night in and night out.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's talk to Eric on Sactown Sports. Hey, Eric, thanks for hanging on. What's up?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Didn't hit up KFC today, but I did just leave Popeye's chicken about 30 seconds ago. So, in a good mood. My car is smelling delicious right now.
Oh, nice.
Who wins the Eric taste test, Popeyes or KFC?
We'll find out when I get home. A big day for Eric. I get to the window, and they hand me a heavy bag of food, and this lady didn't speak a lot of English, but she was basically telling me I couldn't understand that the woman ahead of her, I guess, couldn't pay for the food, so I got
Nice.
double the food for just the price of one.
No way. Oh, that's your lucky day, dude. Look at you.
Yeah, I did. So I got a giant bag of food going home. But anyways, so I'm in the car. Had to call in because I'm hearing Kyle. Kyle's my guy. But you got your purple glasses on. You're saying De'Aaron Fox is your guy. And I really don't like the way people love to throw the word superstar around. I think you guys both are smart. You understand it's kind of hyperbole, but the word superstar is a whole nother level. And going to Under Armour is not going to change that for De'Aaron. Of course, the playoffs is going to help, but there was an easy path, but unfortunately, De'Aaron Fox is married, and Taylor Swift already has a boyfriend. But that would have been the easy route. But those are the kind of things it takes. You got to get stuff off the court. LeBron was in Space Jam, I believe. Anthony Davis had a cameo in that. Things off the court as well. And you've already explained a lot of that, not just with shoes. But I just don't see in Sacramento, unless the Kings are in the freaking finals, they got to do more than just win 1 or 2 rounds, because Sacramento's a small market. I love my Kings, but there's so many factors of becoming a superstar. You're not going to see kids wanting to buy De'Aaron Fox jerseys outside of Sacramento. It's not going to happen. He could average 30 points a game, and he's still there's too many superstars. Donovan Mitchell scored 72 or 70 points in a game last year. I mean, he's not even sniffing superstar status yet. So there's only a few of those in the league in the last couple of years. So, no, I love Fox, but he'll never, ever make it. Sorry.
And did he say never will be a superstar?
Yeah, but I think he's going by that national recognition definition. To me, that's...
What's a superstar then? Give me your definition of a superstar.
Just one of the best elite players who helps his team win at a very high level.
And
the highest of levels, who can lead a team.
Is that top 5 in the NBA, top 10, top 15? How many superstars, and under your definition?
Right now, there's probably somewhere between 5 and 10. I mean,
so is De'Aaron Fox?
No.
Okay.
Not right now. But again, I think we all
okay.
agree. And Eric kind of came down your road, but I was sitting right here across from you. I didn't ever hear you say, oh, yeah, he's a superstar. I never heard you say that.
No, I don't think he is a superstar.
Right.
And this is the same thing an argument I had in Boston about Isaiah Thomas. He's a great basketball player, but you got to do it on the biggest of stages. That's where, and here's the issue with the whole argument about superstars. A lot of it is out of the player's control, which sucks. A lot of it's in the control of TNT, is in control of ESPN, the national media, is in control of the NBA. If De'Aaron Fox is a superstar, shouldn't Sacramento be on TNT, ABC, Saturday Night Basketball more? And so that's the level that we have to get to. And this guy, the last caller said, I don't know if it'll happen in Sacramento. You start winning, you start advancing in the playoffs, it'll come. That's my thing.
I'll give you a classic example of a guy that I think is widely viewed as a superstar, but I never saw him that way. As the conversation continues, De'Aaron Fox, is he a superstar? Can he become a superstar? With the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win.
He's got the triple. Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Players know it's not just because you win more, it's because of everything else at Gold Country Casino Resort, where players roll in and winners are made. Winning isn't the only thing on the menu, and nightlife, it's more than entertaining. Drinks and dining options are abundant and guaranteed to satisfy your innermost desires. Come be our guest and see why Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville is where the players play.
Good Guys Heating and Cooling has a deal going on right now that you cannot miss. This summer was much shorter and cooler than normal, so that means Good Guys is overstocked and ready to clear out their warehouse. They've got inflation-busting pricing on a brand new heating and air system for just $82.99. No other company is offering a replacement system that low. Call Good Guys now at 530-GOOD-AIR to see if you qualify. That's 530-GOOD-AIR for a no-cost qualification appointment. Best service, best price, guaranteed. And that's no bull. License number 1057-618.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm so stressed about my business not being ready for the holidays. Ooma. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
I always approach the holidays with a sense of excitement and a time to be with family. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, uncles, aunts, brothers, and sisters. It was that way at my Noni's home, especially at my mother's home, and today at my own home around my Naturewood dining table. The order of the day is stories, the sweet sound of children laughing. Thanks for all the blessings we each enjoy, and of course, food. Always lots of food. Home is always adorned with special trimmings which remind of past gatherings, good times shared, and relatives that have passed on. Family-owned Naturewood Home Furnishings recognizes the significance of the holidays, and buyers pay special attention to find the distinctive pieces of furniture that you'll love for its individuality today and treasure for memories you'll have tomorrow. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports' IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com and sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's film at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Guys, your promise is your word, right? You stick by it, you live by it. So does Revive Men's Health with our Revive Promise for low T and ED. The Revive Promise means your tests and lab work are free when you begin treatment, and our low T and ED treatments are money back guaranteed. Yes, that's right. We stand behind our treatments and our results. That's our promise to you. Revive Men's Health has successfully helped thousands of men with low T, ED, and sexual health issues since 2011. If you're experiencing symptoms like chronic low energy, less drive, sleep issues, weight gain, poor performance, bad moods, or ED, you need Revive. Don't settle. Get affordable, guaranteed custom low T and ED solutions with lasting results from Sacramento's favorite men's clinic. And remember, there are no extra bills when you begin treatment. All labs and tests are free, and your low T and ED treatments are money-back guaranteed. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento today to schedule your appointment. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
De'Aaron Fox, superstar. That's what we're talking about here on the Drive Guys day after that incredible Kings win, 132-120 over the Cavs. It's funny because the Cavs were hanging in there, but you just can't keep up with a team that shoots 59%, 47.6% from threes.
They would beat the Monstars. Like, they would beat an all-star team.
Yeah.
If you shoot like that, you can't beat a team when they're shooting 59% from three. They were hitting everything last night.
Yeah, so De'Aaron Fox comes back, 28 points in his return, 6 assists, only 1 turnover. Manny Too Legit asked the question here in the chat, do you guys think he can become a superstar? So, yeah, I think we agree, right, that he can be, not there yet. So the conversation has also turned to, well, what is a superstar? Here, to me, is an example of a guy that I think was widely viewed as a superstar, and I never saw him that way because, to me, he put up a lot of empty numbers, but in a big market, Carmelo Anthony. To me, Carmelo Anthony was viewed as a superstar, but I never saw him as that because he wasn't as impactful.
He was a superstar, though, Whitey. And we just had this conversation with Jay Johnson. A superstar is a guy that sells tickets in opposing arenas. When Carmelo came through, you wanted to go see Carmelo Anthony. He was one of the guys, not you, but as a fan,
that's why I said, I understand you guys see him that way. And that's why I say he was considered a superstar. To me, he didn't fit the criteria. For example, someone on the, actually it's on the text line, says, what about Steve Nash? Steve Nash was not a star of the caliber of Carmelo Anthony, but to me, like, that was a superstar. He was back-to-back MVPs.
Yes, that was
he
a
was
superstar.
that impactful, helped his team win.
I'm looking at FanNation, the top-selling jerseys from last season. To be a superstar, you got to be in this list. I need to see De'Aaron Fox jerseys.
You got to be widely recognized
in Orlando when the Kings aren't even there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many times do we go to basketball games? The Lakers aren't even in town. We see a LeBron jersey. The Warriors aren't even in town. We see a Steph Curry jersey. Last year, LeBron, Curry, Tatum, Giannis, Luka, Durant, Booker, Ja Morant is a superstar. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. De'Aaron is a better player, yes, but to me, a superstar transcends basketball. And it's not just what you do on the floor. It's what you got to be charismatic, as Jay Johnson said. You got to, people who don't follow basketball have to have at least a small knowledge of who you are. And I think De'Aaron, if he keeps it up, and, it was interesting. Remember, we made such a big deal last year. I'm talking about Kings fans in general, made such a big deal last year when Fox and Sabonis went on ESPN's NBA Today.
Mm-hmm.
Superstars, they're the topic on ESPN's NBA Today all the time. And so that's where De'Aaron, if we want him to be a superstar, that's where he has to get to, I think.
I think for him, from a small market team, to get to that level, the level you're talking about of being widely recognized, that it may take a championship or a run at a championship. You look at Jokic, and I think Jokic is phenomenal. He's one of my favorite players ever. But I don't, right now, is he a superstar? Yeah, because of all the notoriety, that came with winning a championship. And I know, as Jay had pointed out, we're talking to Jay, he had won back-to-back MVPs, but still there were people like, Right. And I think for a guy, and also, he's not charismatic. It doesn't hit you over the head. You have to realize, he's kind of unique and he's got his charm.
Unique, yeah.
But people wouldn't take the trouble to realize that if they hadn't won a championship.
Right. And somebody on the text line, 916, small markets have plenty of superstars. You just have to win at the highest level.
Yeah.
Duncan, Giannis, KG. I'm just saying what this person named.
That's pretty much. I didn't see that, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. And so, this is not a knock on De'Aaron or anything like that. And I know Kings fans want to get in their feelings about this, and we're not knocking De'Aaron Fox, but I need to see, can he be that guy? Yes. But I got to see his jersey sales be in the top 15, something like that. Like Jordan Poole can't have a higher selling jersey last season than De'Aaron Fox. And that's what happened last year.
That makes me sick to my
No,
stomach.
right?
I don't doubt that it's true. I just don't care for that at all. Yeah, so they got to have a lot
Dame
of team
Lillard's
success.
a superstar because I see him on commercials outside of basketball. These are guys that transcend the game of basketball. They're viral in other areas of their lives. And De'Aaron has a way to go when it comes to that.
But I do think another component of that, I understand that. I don't see it that way, but I understand that's the reality of it. But also, as we said, he's got to play at a really very high level for a consistent period, for an extended period. And he had a great year last year. And as you said, he played well before. But can he do it? Well, yeah, but he's got to play at a really high level this year and into next year.
Right.
That's what superstars
It doesn't
do.
happen overnight, right? There has to be some consistency with it. And he's trending towards that. We're not saying he can't do it or anything like that. He's trending towards that right now. But, man, once these playoffs come, when you have to go mano-a-mano against a LeBron or against a Steph Curry or a Devin Booker, you knock those guys off, that immediately boosts you up. And so we just need time with De'Aaron.
Right.
He needs time.
I think we're all on the same page on that. And Kyle never said that he's a superstar. It was interesting hearing De'Aaron talk after the game last night about the soreness. And you could see him, last night, he was limping a little bit.
Yeah.
And he said, I've sprained my ankle before. It's going to be sore. So it's not like he's 100% fine, but he knows at this point it's well enough for him to play on. But he's going to be a little bit hobbled here and there.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see because if I'm correct, we got a back-to-back coming up Sunday, Monday.
Dallas, New Orleans.
Yeah, the Dallas, New Orleans back-to-back.
Yeah.
If that ankle is still bothering him a little, maybe he sits out the second night of that. But he looked fantastic last night. He looked like the De'Aaron Fox before the ankle injury. And we'll see what he does. I wonder, is part of him wanting to come back, Donovan Mitchell's his good friend. They've had some big-time battles going back to 8th grade. Did he want to come back just for that game? Now you got the Lakers as well. You get the chance to duel LeBron. And so I think he'll be out there tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, the Lakers, that's a back-to-back for them, right? Because they play Memphis tonight.
Yeah, and is LeBron available? Didn't he sit out their last game?
I think he might be out tonight.
He might be out tonight. Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on.
So, I didn't realize the Lakers are home for both games, but they have a back-to-back. Kings catching them the second end of a back-to-back. Meanwhile, the Kings are back in first place, so when we come right back, we'll take a look at what would happen if the playoffs started today with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Red Hawk Resort Casino is an entertainment experience like no other. We're the only place where you can play blackjack, then hop on an indoor kart track. We're the only place with more than 2,000 of the hottest slots and a state-of-the-art 18-lane bowling center. And now with a world-class sports bar and a resort hotel to stay after you play. Is it any wonder we've been voted best over 100 times? We're Red Hawk Resort Casino, official casino partner of the Sacramento Kings.
Awesome. Hey, babe, can you check the front door? My package is here.
Yeah, on it. Hey, are we still watching our show tonight?
New episode on Prime? You bet. That reminds me, let's hit Whole Foods this afternoon. We need snack supplies.
From package deliveries to entertainment and even fresh groceries, Amazon is in front of hundreds of thousands of customers every single day. Imagine what you could do if your business had that kind of reach. It's not a dream. Right now, you can take advantage of Amazon's expansive network to benefit your business. Unlock expert insights and tap into the full potential of Amazon. Simply text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105 now. Make the smart move. Text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105. Put the power of Amazon to work for you. Text DIGITAL, that's DIGITAL, to 916-766-5105.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I had terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
The Tribe Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Who knew the day after the Big Kings win that we would just be going back and forth in a raging debate about not only whether De'Aaron Fox is a superstar, whether he can become one, but what a superstar even is. Thanks for being with us today. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. What a great position to be in as a Kings fan, just having that conversation about De'Aaron Fox, superstar.
It's crazy, right? And
it's great.
The thing that's so awesome about it, it's a legitimate conversation.
Right.
And that shows you where he is and what the Kings are doing. They're on some national TV games. They're talking about him on TNT, NBA Today, and everything. And I think that's all in it. You know, the thing about a superstar, too, we talk about winning. A superstar is in the news when their team loses also. If the Milwaukee Bucks go on a 4-game losing streak, that's huge news because of Giannis and Dame. They got the Warriors, they're reeling right now. That's huge news. If the Kings lose 3 or 4 in a row, I don't know if we got that buzz nationally.
We know it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that, when a superstar is struggling and their team's not winning, let me ask you this. James Harden, superstar or not?
Well, in terms of the recognition factor, yes. Yeah. So, yeah, he is. Right
James
now,
Harden is a superstar. Yes.
In my more, quality-based basketball version of it, he's not anymore. But, yeah, I mean, he's MVP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Former
so
MVP. Yeah, he's a superstar. I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Steph Curry, the Warrior superstar, not playing tonight.
They're in trouble.
They look like they could be.
Yes, what they've lost 3 in a row. And this is a in-season tournament game too.
Yes,
if you will. So there's a little more added spice tonight. And they got the Minnesota Timberwolves, who just handed them a loss just a couple of days ago. And so the Warriors are in trouble right now. Remember when they came out? They were 6-1, I think it was, or 5-1 at one point, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, man, I got to rethink."
I was shaking my head because I thought, man, I thought they're going to start slower. Well, it's caught up to them.
Yes.
Because they got Steph's hurt right now, but the Chris Paul thing, he's not shooting well. Clay is not playing well. Wiggins is not playing well at all. Kuminga has been inconsistent. So they don't have any other guys.
Listen to their schedule coming up, too, here, Whitey. They've lost 4 out of 5 games. Minnesota tonight.
Uh-huh.
OKC. Back-to-back. 2 games in a row against Oklahoma City.
Is one of those a tournament game?
No.
Okay.
No, Thursday and Saturday.
Okay, yeah, because
they already played them once.
That's right.
Yeah, they played them once. Then you got Houston. As we know, that's not an easy game.
Right.
And then Phoenix, at Phoenix. And so this Warriors slide, I'm not saying they're going to lose all of them, but I don't know which games they would actually, without Steph, be favored in, over the next week or so.
Yeah, last year they did not have a very good regular season, and I think they learned, they were on the road for the Kings series. They survived that, but that caught up to them. So they, kind of like the 49ers looked at this season, they wanted to play well enough to have home court, and that's definitely in jeopardy now. But you look at the standings, and I know it's really early, but I think this is going to be something we're going to be looking at all year long, and it's going to be all over the place right now. You got it in the West. Denver 1, Mavs 2nd. They're both 8-2, but Denver, we get the tiebreaker. Minnesota is 3rd at 7-2. Houston 4.
Wow.
Houston 4. OKC 5. And then the Kings are 6. So you want to be top 6 to stay out of the play-in madness. The Kings are first in the Pacific Division. Then it goes Golden State 7, Lakers 8, Suns 9, New Orleans 10th. But then just the Clippers are a half game behind them, and so are the Blazers. So you got 10th is 4 games out, and the Spurs and the Jazz, 13 14, they're only 5 games out. It's going to be just insane all year long. Every game is vitally important.
It's going to be a dogfight. And, Mike Brown usually likes to take the season in 5-game stretches. You sort of reassess where you are after 5 games. And as a fan, we might have to do that also, because here we are on this 3-game winning streak and everything's feeling good. But next week it could be different.
Yes.
And so we got to temper our excitement, because if you're going to get so super high like we are right now, you're going to have some super low times too. And so I want to try and stay even keeled. I know that's not in my nature, Whitey. I know that.
Good luck. You can't do it.
I know. After Houston, man, I was ready to blow it up. Wait, we got to rip it and start all over. Even keeled, right?
Yeah.
But as fans, maybe we need to be, man, because like you said, every game is going to be a dogfight, and you're going to hit some rough stretches throughout the season.
I hate to say it, but keeping you on an even keel, not even Selena can help you with that, all right?
I saw Selena. I told her we talked about her yesterday. She was like, she loved it.
Nice.
She loved it.
That's very nice. Yeah. She brings Kyle food when we're doing our remotes and things. If right now the playoffs started, you'd have Minnesota, the 3 seed, against the Kings, the 6 seed. That would be the first round series for them.
That would be tough, too.
Yeah.
Minnesota is, they could, Dallas is a surprise. I think Minnesota is a big, Rudy Gobert is playing phenomenal basketball. Him and Karl Anthony Towns seems to be working.
Yep.
And I think what you're seeing here when it comes to Minnesota is the transition from Karl Anthony Towns' team to, no doubt now, Anthony Edwards' team. And they're scary. You talk about a player that's trending towards superstar. Anthony Edwards, he's been in movies. He was on Team USA, best player on Team USA. And so,
and he's got that attitude too. Yeah, he just doesn't care.
And I wonder, and Jay brought this up, I don't know if De'Aaron wants to be a superstar. Because remember, he was asked about Team USA. He could give a rat's you-know-what about playing for Team USA, he said. And so I don't know if he's going to put himself out there to be in a position to be considered a superstar.
How many superstars have the Sacramento Kings ever had? I think Webb, and I think I don't know if I'd say DeMarcus, but certainly Mitch Richmond was a superstar.
Yeah, Mitch was growing up in Philly. I knew about Mitch Richmond. He was like that dude. And so that might be it for Sacramento.
Some people would say DeMarcus because he's a multiple-time All-Star, but he wasn't close to having that the national profile that you guys are talking about.
Right. And the reason why he was in the news wasn't because of his play all the time. It was because of some of the antics as well. And I'm talking about on SportsCenter and things like that. And the thing about, you mentioned DeMarcus being he didn't make the All-Star, I don't think, until his final year in Sacramento, if I'm correct. I need to look that up, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, didn't he get traded at the?
Yeah, he got traded. I was there. I think it was in Houston in 2000. I can't remember when it was. I was there. Was it New Orleans? Yeah, when he got traded, though, the All-Star game, when he got traded, I do believe I was there when that went, or it might have been Carmelo, one of those. But yeah, DeMarcus, he could have been a superstar had they had some success on the court, winning. And also, but he was never going to be a pitch man, though, right? He's not going to be on those State Farm commercials like Chris Paul or anything like that, right?
Here's interesting point here from CK916, who, by the way, he says, even keeled is not good radio, Drapes. But he says, wait. Weber was a superstar by your guys' definition. I'm so confused now.
What?
Does Weber meet the criteria we laid out? I mean, he was just that good. And he was, you know what? I remember when the Kings were playing 0-2, they were playing the Lakers. You were talking about guys being on TV. Jay Leno on Tonight Show, our next guest, they had Chris Webber and Mike Bibby on the Tonight Show.
I remember you brought that up. Chris Webber was a superstar, and James X here on YouTube just proved my point. Who did Chris Webber date? Tyra Banks.
He used to get mad that we would talk about that on the radio.
Remember, Jay? He dated Tyra Banks. And so he was Travis Kelce before Travis Kelce was, you know? It's like, exactly, Fab Five stuff, Jay just said. Come on now. Of course Chris Webber was a superstar. Come on. Who asked that question? Who asked that?
That was CK916.
Loyal listener, though.
Yeah, he just asked for a little clarification.
All right.
Yeah. So De'Aaron Fox is on track for that, it would appear, but he's got a long ways to go. Now, how about Mike Brown last night getting the crown, sitting in the throne, the player of the game, usually gets that, the defensive player of the game. But how about that? He's honored by his players. And it just last night, after all the adversity, was just a feel-good moment, not just for fans, but for the team. You could see it and feel it.
And they needed that. You know, after coming off of Houston, everybody's feeling down. We were talking about Mike Brown. Is he asking too much of his guys defensively? And is it sacrificing the offense? And so you have this breakout game with everybody, and everybody's feeling good, and Coach picks up his 400th win. I think the team needed that. Mike Brown needed that. And it sort of reminds me of what happened last year, Whitey, and we talked about this, the way the team took off. Like, the vibes feel so good right now. It sort of reminds me about like last year, and we'll see what happens on this road trip. But this Kings team seems to have found its identity. We remember last week, who are these? Like, now I think we sort of know who they are, and they're getting back to what they were last season.
I think last night was huge for them because Mike Brown had been pushing them, and they were struggling with some things. Domas talked publicly about, we've had some difficult conversations.
Yeah.
And Coach Brown talked about that. And to the point you made earlier, when a coach is pushing guys, at some point they have to see the positive results or you can lose guys.
Right.
And I'm not saying they were close to that happening, but I'm saying they went through some real adversity. As Mike Brown said, we didn't really go through that last year. They had a stretch here where Fox is hurt. They're getting destroyed in Houston. The rotations are changing, but then last night we saw it all come together. So it's like, okay, the players can see that and go, right, all right, this all makes sense. So I'm all in, and they're all behind Mike Brown.
And that's what you need as a coach, right? You're pushing all these buttons. If it goes the other way and doesn't work, you lose your team. The players saying, start losing faith in you. But it works, and now this further, solidifies Mike standing in that locker room.
We'll take a quick timeout. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Hit us up on the YouTube chat. We got Brendan Nunes coming up bottom of the hour, and up next, a peek at how the Kings' master plan is coming along with Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sactown Sports.
49ers. Oh, yeah, the 49ers playing well, too, after the way Josh Allen played last night. I guess that's a big topic tomorrow with Styles and Watkins. We've already handled that, haven't we? The whole Brock Purdy versus Josh Allen.
Yeah, we had
thing.
that like
we did
3-4 weeks ago, right? We've already put that one to bed. We didn't agree, but, we agreed to disagree on that. And I tell you what, the more games that are being played, the more you're being proved right. I mean, Josh Allen, the more he plays, the worse he looks.
He's regressing. Yeah, Brock Purdy, I think the best throw he made Sunday was the touchdown pass to Kittle because he was he was halfway tackled when he threw.
Right, yeah. He was going down, and a hell of a catch, too, by Kittle also. And that was a tremendous play, and that's the thing about Brock, man. That was one of those, oh, what are you doing? Okay, he had a couple of those. He had a couple of those. The first touchdown, obviously. But no, he made it work, man, and he's a gamer. And so who they got this week? Seattle? Huh.
No,
Tampa.
Not
yet. Tampa, and then Seattle, right?
Yeah. Is that's you're a gentleman for saying nice things about Brock. I know it doesn't come naturally to you.
Did you hear you missed a call Friday night, I think it was. I actually said something glowingly about Brock Purdy on the Kings telecast.
I was there. I apologize. I didn't have the opportunity to hear.
It was like Sabonis was surveying the secondary like Brock Purdy in the pocket or something. Yeah. Brock Purdy. Hey, man, I don't hate Brock Purdy. I know you guys want to paint me as this Brock Purdy hater. And if we want to do that, that's fine.
You did a pretty good job of that yourself.
That was good. At least it was Brock Purdy and not the beam. I'm not a beam hater. I mean,
You know how Steph does a thing where he shoots and then turns around before it goes in? Shanahan kind of did that on the touchdown to Kittle because Matt Barrows posted it today. As soon as Kittle, he made the catch and Shanahan right away just turned around. It's like, that's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
Back to the play because he knew.
Yeah, that was huge. And like I said, I thought it was a great catch by Kittle, and then the scamper 66 yards.
And then I think before that, as we said yesterday, I think it was only 13-3 before
that
play.
That broke it open, right? It went from 13-3 to 20-3, just like that. Yeah.
So where do you think the Kings are in terms of a master plan for this year? I know we've disagreed on this. I had said that, I think maybe eventually they'd like to get Sasha in there starting. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe Harrison Barnes, his minutes decrease. He's not playing in the fourth quarters, as you pointed out. But they've got a bench they're trying to develop here. How do you think this is all developing now in terms of what Monty sees as where he would like this team to end up at the end of the year? They're playing better defense. Certainly.
Yeah, they're playing better defense. And, I want to take it a different route if that's okay.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is Mike Brown's rotation coming into form. Remember last year, it took him a while to figure out, all right, who's going to play, who's not going to play. And I think what you're seeing now is the rotation actually coming into form. You got the starting five. You got Sasha off the bench. You have Keon Ellis, who's in that mix, and Malik Monk. That's your 8. And then you can go with an Alex Len or a JaVale McGee or Trey Lyles when he comes back. And so that's your top 9. And then occasionally you'll sprinkle in some Chris Duarte, who's sort of like the TD, Terrence Davis. And so I think that's your top 9. In the big picture of things, I still think you need a stud wing. I still think either a stud wing or some better bench depth. somebody, in addition to Malika, another wing that can really come out there.
Because we're talking about a team that maybe can compete for a championship.
Yeah, we're talking the
this
championship.
Team as it
right
is,
now.
like, this is a really good team that get in the playoffs. Yeah.
Well, let's go through it, Whitey. Let's really talk about it. Let's have this serious discussion. Go through the Western Conference, and you tell me in the playoffs who the Kings can beat. I'm going to just go down the list. I'm going to name a team. Denver. And I won't even say who the Kings could beat. Who would be favored in that series?
You would not be favored to beat Denver.
Dallas.
You wouldn't be favored.
You don't think so?
Probably not because of the Luka and everything, but you could
beat them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Minnesota.
Ooh. They pose some serious problems right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm still, I'm not sold on them. I'm trying to give them their respect.
I'm still going to take us over Houston. I'm going to take us over Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State.
Yeah, the way they're playing right now.
Okay.
They're better than Golden State.
So right now we have at most 3 teams ahead of Sacramento when it comes to.
What about Phoenix?
I would put Phoenix at. Yeah. I'm talking in a playoff series. I'm not talking today on November 14th. I'm talking in a playoff series.
Understood.
I would put Phoenix. How about the Lakers?
Yes. I think the Kings can
beat the Lakers.
But to your point here, as we go through this exercise, if you're able to add, let's just say, an exceptional wing, I mean, that changes the equation on every one of these matchups.
Yeah. What about the Clippers?
Yeah.
In a playoff series.
Yeah.
Okay, so
they could have you or me playing the wing. And
so this is the point I'm trying to make, though. We just went through and had at least 4 teams probably ahead of the Kings.
Sure.
And if you're Monte McNair, is that good enough? I don't think that's good enough.
I don't think so.
That's just 4 or 5 in the Western Conference. We're trying to get to a point where you're a top 3 team in the NBA, the entire NBA. And so where do you need to improve at to get to that point?
But you can't put the cart before the horse.
Right.
What I'm saying is if you say we need X, a player who does X, that guy's not really out there, but this guy's close enough. We're going to give up a lot to get that guy. That's backwards. But if you see the guy that whoever it is, you feel like, yes, that's exactly what we need, then you give up future assets to get that guy. Right now, I don't know that guy that would really be a perfect fit is available.
What do they need, though? In your opinion?
An athletic wing who can
as a starter?
Ideally, but not necessarily.
Okay.
Who can defend at a high level, multiple positions, and who can shoot.
You just described Keegan Murray. You just, right?
Yeah,
that's where he's trending to be.
Right.
So another, because I look at a team like Denver, Aaron Gordon can't shoot, but he's a very elite defender, very smart basketball player. And so I think they need another wing defender.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what they were hoping they'd get. And the book's not closed yet. It's early, but that's why they got Duarte.
Yes. But right now, he's like the 10th guy.
Right.
And things could change. Obviously, it's a long season. And, I just look at the pecking order and I wonder because Monte McNair didn't make a whole lot of moves this offseason. He thought a little more time in the oven, bake it a little longer, and let's see what we have. But is this the year that, you know what? We're right there. If we make this move, and I don't know who that guy is, if we make this move, are you willing to give up some assets, some draft picks or whatever it is to go for it right now?
I think you would have to be, again, if you felt that guy was there. Now, I know you're I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think you really like Zach LaVine, right?
Love Zach LaVine. I freaking love, can I say that? I love Zach LaVine. I think Zach LaVine's been in horrible situations. Chicago, he's putting up numbers, but they're not getting wins. Same thing with DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic. Are those guys not winners? And so this whole notion that I want to stay away from Zach LaVine, what has he done? What has he won? Well, he's been in a bad situation. I think Zach LaVine in this system with the ball movement and player movement, you're talking about an athletic wing that can score, a guy that not just can get you 20, he could go out there and get you 30 or 40. I love Zach LaVine's game. I love his game.
The problem I have with Zach LaVine, and I like Zach LaVine, and he's very talented, I don't see him as the fit that you see him as being for this system because I see him as being more of an ISO guy. And again, very good. I'm not saying he's terrible. He's not terrible, obviously, but I'm not sure he's a great fit for the way the Kings play.
But you know what, Whitey?
And then if he's not a good fit, I'm not getting the full benefit of Zach LaVine.
But we're talking Zach LaVine in the playoffs. Sometimes you need ISO guys. Remember, the system crumbled against the Golden State Warriors last season. If we had some more ISO guys who could create their own shots, I think the offense would have been a lot better. And so that's why, Zach LaVine, great shooter, great player. I know his numbers are down right now, not shooting well, but you surround him with Fox and Sabonis, and sometimes late in games, especially in the playoffs, you need guys to go get you a bucket. How many guys do we have that aren't relying on the system, but that can go and get you a bucket?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you need those in the playoffs.
Fair point, and you may be right. Me personally, I just think he needs the ball too much to be a good fit with what I already have going. I'm not saying he's selfish. It's the way he plays. That's why he's successful. But you plug that into what you already have, and then something's got to give there. And some of it might be, Keegan won't get as many shots, or Herter won't get as many shots. I'm more comfortable bringing in somebody who's more of a complimentary guy. But, I mean, I'm looking for a really quality player, and that guy may not just –
Right. Throw me some names in because, is OG Anunoby
He's about
guy?
The closest to it. Him or Siakam.
Yeah.
But probably Anunoby is the closest to what I'm talking about. But then again, the whole contract situation with him where you might have him short term or a rental, and then that comes with its own set of problems.
Right, exactly. Both those guys can be free agents, and
yeah,
you don't want them hitting the market, because historically Sacramento doesn't get it.
But Anunoby is almost exactly the type of player I'm talking about. But he gets hurt a lot.
And he's a 3-and-D guy, though.
Yeah,
that's what you're looking for, is a 3-and-D guy, a strong 2 guy that can guard wings out there.
Yeah,
you can throw him
multiple positions.
But
you're right.
Exactly.
It's a great point that in the postseason it'd be nice to have somebody like, hey, here's the ball. Go get us.
Right,
a
outside of De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron can do it. We know that. But I feel like you need multiple guys.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Monty feels about this going forward. And it's frankly, as much as we as fans want to, trade now, trade this guy now, it's too early to make those decisions.
Way too early. Even though we had that conversation last week, we broke it all down. Way too early. This team is rocking and rolling now. Let it play out, I think, for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm. Brendan Nunes is going to stop by, our Sactown Sports Kings insider, with a look at why Mr. Vezenkov's big night. Why was it overlooked? That's next. Brendan Nunes joining us here, the Drive Guy, Sactown Sports.
Offerings and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all states and situations.
Hey, small business owner. Are you ready to have the best year ever in 2024? When's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But Pi Insurance could save you up to 30% in just 3 minutes. Go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for your business. No hassles or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could make this your best year ever. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton
and Price. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
So should we have seen that coming, Kyle Draper? 132 to 120. We know the Kings had been struggling. You claim you made a prediction along the lines yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, the shots are going to start dropping.
Yes.
Did you see it coming?
Of course. That's why I made the prediction. Of course.
That's not exactly what you said, but
I felt like, you know what? The offense was going to get flowing. My guy, De'Aaron Fox, was back in the lineup, and they looked night and day, man. They looked amazing.
Nice enough to join us, our Sactown Sports Kings Insider, one of them. We've got a whole army of them, and he's like the captain of the army. Brendan Nunes with us. Brendan, did you see it coming last night?
I don't know about last night specifically, but there was definitely like at some point shots are going to go down, right? This team is too good offensively, and especially you're talking about like Keegan and Kevin. Like Kevin had gotten a roll, and Keegan still was needing to get into a rhythm. Those guys were some of the best shooters in the league last year. I think they're one of 12 guys that shot 40% above on 6 or more attempts. Like these guys are good shooters. They're going to go down. No, De'Aaron obviously plays an aspect in the looks that they're getting. But no, the offense was rolling. I actually think the defense has been one of the most encouraging things, right? Because I do just think eventually the offense is going to come, but we've seen progress defensively.
What did you see from them defensively last night? What stood out to you?
I think physicality. I think it's been 2 straight games. You see him complaining for calls. Honestly, the Kings probably could have gotten whistled for a couple more things, but you can't call everything.
Right.
That's part of the logic here, right? So I think being able to just almost beat teams up a little bit after they had that happen to them in Houston has been pretty encouraging. And, you know, Keegan individually maybe has been the most progress.
Did you think, and Drapes, you too, did you guys think the Kings played almost last night with a sense of relief? Just that, all right, De'Aaron's back now, and everything, the shots are falling, and they played less with a sense of kind of a weight upon them, and more with a sense of, whoo, we're back. Did you see that?
There was definitely a joy to last night, right? Like Mike Brown is getting hyped up on the sideline, especially Malik takes that charge and points at him, or like they're on a big run, I think start of the 4th or end of the 3rd, and coach is like getting down there, clapping at him, trying to hype his guys up. So I do think there was definitely a joy that they played with last night, and De'Aaron being back and shots going down, I'm sure plays a part.
And I think also when Kevin Herter got going too, that's when it really took off. I think that was the third quarter. He took off, started hitting 3 after 3 because Keegan was flowing a little bit. We saw, Domas doing his thing, Fox, and then you add in Kevin Herter also, and then the joy, somebody texted me, man, Kevin Herter's really back. And I'm like, yeah, this is Red Velvet. He is back, no doubt. And so, yeah, I think you saw that joy. It turned into a party out there, like a coronation, like, yes, we're finally back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, coronation. And weren't you the one that asked? Did you ask? Weren't you asking somebody last night about who got you were asking Mike Brown, weren't you, about the crown and the throne? Is that you?
I asked Kevin a couple games ago about like changing it from a chain to a crown. Yeah. Keegan deserved it last night. And Coach mentioned it. Yeah. But Coach deserved it too. Yeah. And it was a fun moment.
Yeah. How big was the night Sasha had? I know there was so much focus on Mike Brown's milestone and the return of De'Aaron Fox, and Keegan had a big night, but how big was what Sasha did?
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland tried to pick on him. And I think they had some moments where it worked okay. He still is progressing defensively. I still think overall he's a negative more often than not when he's out there defensively. But you know what he brings on offense? Like, that shot is real. De'Aaron had that dime to him where he just looked like he just stood there and was expecting it to go in. And sure enough, so I think he looks great within the flow of the offense. He just is growing more and more comfortable, right? This is the 4th team in his career, even if it's the first in the NBA, that he's gone to, started at a smaller role and then slowly worked his way up. So I think it's a process for sure, but you're seeing the progress, and that's really encouraging. We'll see what happens when Trey comes back, how much that changes things, if at all, for Sasha. But I mean, there's definitely progress there. Like, it's been a group effort.
Yeah, one thing I told Whitey last segment is that I feel like what you're seeing now is that Mike Brown is figuring out his rotations. Remember last year early on, he was playing, a little bit of everybody. Now I feel like he has 8, 9 guys that he trusts and can turn to. And I think Keon Ellis is a part of that. I think Sasha is a part of that. I think Trey Lyles, when he plays, is going to be a part of that. Are you seeing, guys separate themselves when it comes to the rotation now?
I still think it's going to take time to really iron it out and like what the consistency is going to be. And there's going to be changes throughout the whole year, right? Like, to your point, Trey Lyles didn't have the same role he did at the beginning of last year towards the end. Rashawn Holmes still playing at the beginning of last year. Obviously, KZ Okpala starts those first 4 games. So I think it's going to be a process. Like, Keon's been playing well and deserves, in my mind, to stay in that backup point guard spot. But honestly, at some point, he's probably going to slip up a bit, and then Davion's going to get his chance again. So we'll see who ends up sticking a little bit later. But I do think you're starting to get a better feel for it. Like, Malik is obviously that 6th man. After that, you play with your backup big between Alex and JaVale, or maybe that will be Trey when he comes back. So yeah, you definitely have a handful of options here, and I think that you're going to see some variance throughout the year, but you're starting to solidify it a bit more, which is really helpful in a process for every team at the beginning of the year.
Brendan Nunes with us. Brendan, would you agree that in Houston the Kings played like an oatmeal raisin cookie, and now they're playing more like chocolate chip?
Sure.
Yeah. What's wrong with oatmeal raisin?
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
You're not an oatmeal raisin guy?
No,
my God.
You know who is? Your buddy Alan Stiles is. So
I don't like it anymore now. Then screw that. No,
that's kind of an ongoing thing. I didn't realize you were pro.
No, I am pro oatmeal raisin all the way, baby. Slam dunk. Yes.
The Houston games were definitely oatmeal raisin. My definition of oatmeal raisin. And then I don't know if I'm a double chocolate chip. I'm more of a normal chocolate chip guy. So I'll say these Cleveland OKC games, just chocolate chip. Double chocolate chip for the Portland one, if that's our gauge here. If that's our gauge.
Very well said.
Brendan, I'm going to bring you some oatmeal raisins next time, man. I'm going to hook you up.
I'll say thanks, but I don't know if I appreciate you.
Dude, trust me on that, man. You just haven't had the right ones
It must be a temple
Have you tried the ones at the arena?
Honestly, I don't think I've tried them, actually.
See?
Maybe I'm being closed-minded here.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm going to open up your eyes. You're like,
Yeah, they better be good, because I'm going to try one next game now, and if I'm going to come up to you, Kyle, if they're not good.
By the way, you should know this about Brendan. He puts mayo on his hot dogs.
Whoa. Let's relax here.
Really?
Let's relax here.
What are you doing, bro?
The reason I say that is because I do as well. I'm with them.
Oh, that's right.
Are you serious?
But Whitey, we can't be strong about our food takes and then come on here and say we're only putting mayo on our hot dogs. We're kind of invalidating our opinions here, I feel like.
That is like the worst thing I've ever heard.
I like some sriracha sometimes, but I'm not a mustard or ketchup guy.
Mayo?
Relish ain't do it for me.
Jay Johnson.
Oh no!
You hear this, right?
It's crazy for sure.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's get back to basketball. Y'all killing me. You guys are killing me right now. Western Conference.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's up and down. I know it's going to be a roller coaster ride. But does this 3-game winning streak give you further belief that, you know what, the Kings are all right in the West? They're a top 4, top 5 team in the West, or is it still too early?
I mean, I do think it's early, but I think that they look better than they did last year so far in my mind, or at least I have reason to believe that they can be a better team. I shouldn't say that they are better because of that defensive progress. Like the offense is there, and I really think they're sitting at 17th defensively right now. I think you've seen really good verticality from Domas protecting the rim. I think De'Aaron has bought in defensively, and you've seen the progress from Keegan, and you're seeing Malik and Kevin out there getting boards, Keegan doing the same. So I think you're seeing the progress, man. I think that exactly where coach has hoped that his team would get better, they have. And I think that offense is still there. And every win is so important in this Western Conference.
Yeah.
It's going to be close like it was last year. And that's honestly partially why losing 2 to Golden State and 2 to Houston sucks, because you could be right next to them at the end of the year, and tiebreakers will matter.
Yeah, I like the way Kyle put it. I think it was last week we were talking about that very thing. And he said something along the lines of, yeah, the Kings can be a top 5 team in the West, but you could say that about 9 teams.
Yeah.
Right. That's just the reality of it. Were you surprised we didn't see Davion last night?
Yes, but not shocked, I guess. I would have expected it to still be Davion, but I like sticking with what was working, Keon is getting it done. Again, I think eventually Keon will probably slip a little bit here and there offensively, right? And Davion will get his chance again. But right now it's Keon's spot to lose. And I think it should be. Keon deserves that. I also think there's a lot of value in rewarding a guy. These other guys in Stockton are going to look and be like, okay, if I do this, they're going to give me a chance, or these garbage time minutes. I'm not just going out here for nothing. It's not actually garbage time. You know what I mean? They're paying attention and rewarding guys. And I think there's a lot of value in that. The Davion situation certainly will be interesting to monitor moving forward. But I mean, the offense has not looked the same with him out there. It gets stagnant.
Yeah. You're right. Speaking of offense, what's going on with Harrison Barnes? Didn't play in the fourth quarter last night. 45 seconds in the fourth quarter Friday night against OKC. Is there a Harrison Barnes issue we need to take a look at?
Is it an issue? They won both those games.
I know. I'm just saying from a personal standpoint.
He's always trying to stir it up.
I'm not saying an issue for the team, but is Harrison Barnes losing his way out of the rotation?
Yeah. I kind of, maybe this is for my own mental, but have kind of come to accept every once in a while you're going to get a quarter from Harrison. Sometimes it's going to be a whole game like we got in Utah, right? But every once in a while you're going to get a quarter where he's got 11 points, 6 free throws, a 3 in a layup, right? So, and I think it's all about what are your expectations for him. And he's a guy that just does a little bit of everything. It's not very often he's out there and I'm like, gosh, Harrison just killed you on that possession.
Right.
So I think that's fine. He's got the size. He's got some versatility. He does a little bit of everything okay. And I think there's value in that. So, yes, his numbers look jarring when you see everybody else in that starting lineup with 20 plus and he's sitting there with 4. But I would argue he's done his job up to this point.
It's not like you're going to have 5 people with scoring 20. Yeah. To your point about well, I was going to ask you, pardon me, it has nothing to do with your point, but practice today, Trey Lyles, where are we? Do we know where we are with Trey Lyles?
We do not. We saw him getting a good workout in, working up a sweat, but it's the same. I think this is the 3rd time we've seen it. It was about a week plus ago. We saw him do the exact same thing. So you're optimistic. Maybe he's going to be coming back. It's just calves are tricky, connects to the Achilles. You want to play it safe. We obviously just saw the coaching staff play it pretty safe with De'Aaron too. So I don't think there's a need to rush him back, and you just want to play it safe. We don't have anything on Trey. Alex with that right ankle. We're going to get an update later tonight. As of right now, he didn't participate in today. So we'll see what ends up happening there. It wouldn't surprise me if that's sort of the same timeline we just saw for De'Aaron.
Really?
Same sort of ankle sprain there, 5 games or so, maybe this road trip. We're not even sure if Trey is going on the road trip yet.
Right. Yeah, he didn't travel to Houston last week.
Right.
He stayed back. Speaking of this road trip, how daunting is this? You got the Lakers, you got Wemby coming up, back-to-back Dallas, New Orleans. What do you make of these next 6 games for the Kings?
It's a lot of teams that are, kind of underwhelming offensively, and then make some of their work defensively. Like Dallas is the team that's really good on offense, right? Minnesota's the best defense in the league. And then New Orleans, LA, San Antonio are teams that are just not very good offensively. So I think this should be an opportunity for the Kings to, get into an offensive groove a little bit here, and continue to build on that defensive progress we've seen, the physicality, and like cement this. Don't make these couple games the outlier. Right. Make this what you're known for and that you want this to be your identity. So I think this is a good road trip and a chance to continue to solidify that. And they're playing all Western Conference teams. That Cleveland game's the only East team they've played all year, even once you get out of this road trip.
All important games.
Yeah.
All important.
Yeah. Brendan, we'll let you go on this one. And thanks for your time. De'Aaron Fox. Is he a superstar? Is he on track to be a superstar?
He is. I think he's already a superstar.
Already?
I think he's already a superstar.
See, this young generation, man, they hand out superstars like bingo cards. Here, you got one, you got one. Dude, there's different levels to this.
Okay, that's fair. So I get what you're saying. I don't think he's a top 10 dude, right? I think he's got potential to be first team, second team All NBA. And I think when you talk team construction, there's a lot of like, okay, well, maybe the Kings just need to go get a third guy, a guy at the level of Domas. You have a three-headed snake. Maybe that can take you in a championship condition. The other way is maybe you just have a top 10 guy on your team. I don't know that you can't say he's there yet, to your point. Like, you're right about that, right? But I think there's progress, man. Like defensively, what we've seen so far to start this year, and again, we're talking about 4 games, right? I think he's bought into that, and he's getting threes up. He was averaging 8 a game in those first 3, knocking down 37%. He went 2 of 6 last night. Not a great rate, but he's getting them up. And I think that there's a chance that he takes his game to another level, and then that rises the Kings as well. So I guess I should backtrack. I think you're right. Superstar might be too kind right now. I think he's a star, but knocking on the door.
He's knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Okay, I give you that.
I think we agree, not to put words in your mouth, but we agree he's on track for that. I think if he starts making those threes consistently, we were saying earlier, you can't guard a guy. If he starts making it, becomes a really proficient three-point shooter, you can't guard him. I don't know what you would do because he'll go right around if you close out.
Coach said at practice today he thinks he's an MVP caliber player. And he's been saying that. And of course you're going to say that about your guy, right? Like, what are you going to say? Like, nah, I don't think he could do it. So of course you're going to say that, but I think he really believes it. It's about the consistency. How often last year did you see him take over a fourth quarter? He like gets his groove throughout the game, right? Don't be feeling it out in the first half. Be on one from the jump.
From the get-go,
Excellent Kings coverage. Sactownsports.com, one of our insiders, Brendan Nunes. Thank you, Brendan. We appreciate it. When we come back, where a former Sacramento All-Star will be playing next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and all NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at Sactownsports.com.
Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers, and we want to talk to you about hard water. California is notorious for having some of the hardest water in the country, which means it has high levels of calcium and magnesium, and that causes all kinds of problems. If you experience dry, itchy skin, brittle hair, dull laundry, or mineral deposits on faucets and fixtures, that's hard water. It also causes soap scum in your shower, spots on dishes, and creates wear and tear on your appliances. Yuck. Bell Brothers can help you out with our lineup of water conditioning solutions, from water softeners to whole house filtration systems to hot water recirculators. Your skin and hair will thank you, your fixtures and appliances will thank you, and even your spotless dishes. Call Bell Brothers right now and ask about our hard water solutions for your home. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
I always approach the holidays with a sense of excitement and a time to be with family. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, uncles, aunts, brothers, and sisters. It was that way at my Noni's home, especially at my mother's home, and today at my own home around my Naturewood dining table. The order of the day is stories, the sweet sound of children laughing. Thanks for all the blessings we each enjoy, and of course, food. Always lots of food. Home is always adorned with special trimmings which remind of past gatherings, good times shared, and relatives that have passed on. Family-owned Naturewood Home Furnishings recognizes the significance of the holidays, and buyers pay special attention to find the distinctive pieces of furniture that you'll love for its individuality today and treasure for memories you'll have tomorrow. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches in my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple people recommended the Good Feet store to me. I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around this store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches on my feet stopped hurting and the pain instantly, literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. There is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Knee, hip, foot, leg, or back pain? Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Guys, your testosterone level can impact your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Book your testosterone level check at Revive Men's Health, Sacramento. They're the local experts with guaranteed treatment for low T and ED. There are no lab fees, and all your tests are included when you start treatment. And many patients find Revive more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Book your testosterone level check today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Well, it turns out, I guess there's a lot of people that like the oatmeal raisin cookie, so bless you all. Bless you.
No, man. My son's an oatmeal raisin cookie fan, and I just found this out like within the last week or so. I was like, dude, when'd you start liking oatmeal raisin? He's like, remember when I was in 4th grade, and like he's been liking it, and I had no idea. We go to Kings games now, and he doesn't want the chocolate chip anymore.
What?
He wants the oatmeal raisin. Is that Simone?
It's wrong. Yes.
You in the building?
Simone.
I didn't even know you were here. What's happening?
Here.
What's
Until
going on?
I hear something that I'm truly passionate about.
I know.
She was
Wait.
I gotta pipe down. Let you guys do your thing.
What's up, Simone? You
It's
good?
crazy.
All
This is a really crazy place we're going to that I didn't expect on a Tuesday afternoon. The chocolate chip and the oatmeal cookies.
That sounds like a poll to me. I don't know. That sounds like a poll to me.
Well, how many do we have in it? What would we have? Chocolate chip? Just
Yeah, I need
chocolate chip
very
oatmeal
specific
raisin, right?
phrasing. I don't want to be, no one's gonna come for me today.
Let's see. How
You
would
got
we
no
phrase
chance
that?
in that.
No, I think it'll be much closer than you expect.
Okay, but you still have no chance.
If you had your choice to eat, no, what's your favorite cookie? Chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin?
You
Which
don't
is
wanna go
better?
any others?
Which is better? No, I don't
Peanut
want
butter or
I don't want
anything?
anything to dilute the poll.
I know, but you will have
This-
a better chance.
No,
if it's,
but
okay.
it's 1v1. This is oatmeal raisin versus chocolate chip.
Can I tell you
I
a
don't
story
need
about
peanut
how
butter.
Gary Gerald is the nicest human ever?
Greatest guy
Okay,
ever,
last night we're talking about this, and everyone's making fun of Alan because he likes the oatmeal raisin.
Yeah.
And someone says to Gary Gerald, and I don't think he really knew what was going on. He wasn't paying attention to the conversation. Someone says, would you ever eat an oatmeal raisin cookie? He goes, well, I guess if there was nothing else.
Ooh.
And so everyone goes, ooh, Alan, you lose. And then I think G-Man felt bad. So when he left, he goes, all right, see you guys. He goes and
grabbed
gets
one?
an oatmeal raisin. He goes, Alan, this is for you.
No way.
Yeah. How about that?
That sounds like G-Man.
What a nice
that sounds
guy.
Like,
Yeah.
You know why oatmeal raisin is better?
It's not.
No,
So
chocolate chip is so basic. It's like it's cliche almost, I have a cookie. Oh, chocolate chip. No, oatmeal raisin got a little funk to it. It got a little raisins in there. It got oatmeal. So it's like a breakfast. You can have it for breakfast and mom won't yell at you.
Do you know the first oatmeal raisin cookie was actually a prank they played on someone? They said, what? They won't eat this. It was a prank. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Is that true? No.
Sure. Obviously, they didn't have any chocolate chips. What do we got there? Oh, I thought, what is this? I thought it was chocolate chips. Sorry, it's raisin. Oh, somehow they've survived. We can do that.
All right,
if you want,
I don't know. I don't know. I might
don't-
lose this one. I'm looking at the YouTube chat and I'm seeing some reactions. I might actually lose it. Maybe not, Simone. Maybe not.
Like the thing where Brendan and I, we like mayo on the hot dog.
Now that's
I would
awful.
never go.
You don't
want to
put a poll on that.
I would never.
That's different.
I wouldn't do
That's-
that.
You're the only two people in the world I know that likes mayo on a hot dog.
Maybe so.
That's something you
See?
keep to yourself.
So I'm not. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
not. We don't. Do we need to poll that? No, I don't think
All
we
right,
need
all
to.
right.
We were talking about DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
Earlier, DeMarcus Cousins getting closer to a return to the court, according to Basket News. Looks like he has drawn strong interest from a team in the Chinese league.
Really? He was just balling in Puerto Rico, if I'm correct. He was playing in the Puerto Rican league and lighting it up. Dude, we've seen players go to China and have great careers. And Dwight Howard just did it, remember? He put up some monster numbers over there in China.
Yeah, the expectation is that a deal will be finalized sooner rather than later. I mention this because, every so often Kings fans, well, for one thing, people are wondering what's DeMarcus up to. There are some fans that wonder when he could be back in the NBA. Some Kings fans wonder why he isn't here. But I just think the game's just not – he's not the player – he's not close to the player he once was, unfortunately.
Well, he had the Achilles injuries, obviously, and that set him back. And the game changed. The game, changed from a big man dominant inside to a perimeter game.
And he tried to adapt to that. I give him credit.
Yeah, he did. But, then you got to look at it defensively also. As a big, nowadays, you got to be able to switch out and guard some of these speedier ones and twos. And I don't know if DeMarcus could do that. He still can get you buckets, no doubt about that. But on the other end, and the way the game is played, the passing and the moving, as a big now, you have multiple responsibilities. You can't just be a bruiser, back you down and score. You got to be a facilitator. You got to defend. You got to, be a great help defender as well. And so I think the game just changed on DeMarcus over the recent years.
And he had the two major injuries, lower body injuries. And then coming back from that, to my eye, once he came back from that, he was just a shadow of himself defensively.
Yeah.
He had no chance.
He couldn't move, right?
That.
Yeah. 100%. And he was about to get paid too. That's what's so sad about that. He was about to get that max deal, and then the injury comes.
Yeah. And I know, Mike Malone gave him a chance a couple years ago, so people have been willing to give him a shot, and it's just not to be. Also, Isaiah Thomas, we were talking about Isaiah Thomas. Somebody on Twitter told him, hey, you should talk to Mitch Kupchak because the Hornets need a backup point guard. And to his credit, Isaiah Thomas answered on Twitter and said, LOL, I did. They didn't need him, but I appreciate that he said, yeah, I reached out to Mitch Kupchak. So
he's still trying.
He would still love to play in the NBA. There's just not a spot for him.
I know there's been a NBA team that would love him to do TV work for them. But he's still focused on trying to make his dream, getting back to the NBA. And so good luck to IT. He's one of the great guys. He had some great years when I was covering him. Phenomenal. I mean, you could argue two of the best seasons in Boston Celtic history. And so if he ever goes back, he doesn't have to buy a drink, a meal. Like, he is still revered out there in that city.
A smaller guy. So once the hip went, that was like his engine. But a guy like that, as small as he was, if he had ever listened to doubters at any point in his career, he never would have played. So you can't just turn that off, right?
Exactly.
People are still doubting him, and in his mind, he's like, well, they said before I couldn't do it. So bless him for trying.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why he got to the NBA, that belief in himself, and it still remains. Yeah.
So how good can De'Aaron Fox be? We will find out when we talk to former King Kenny Thomas. He joins us next year on The Drive, guys. Sactown Sports.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season? Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995? Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Awesome. Hey, babe, can you check the front door? My package is here.
Yeah, on it. Hey, are we still watching our show tonight?
New episode on Prime? You bet. That reminds me, let's hit Whole Foods this afternoon. We need snack supplies.
From package deliveries to entertainment and even fresh groceries, Amazon is in front of hundreds of thousands of customers every single day. Imagine what you could do if your business had that kind of reach. It's not a dream. Right now, you can take advantage of Amazon's expansive network to benefit your business. Unlock expert insights and tap into the full potential of Amazon. Simply text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105 now. Make the smart move. Text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105. Put the power of Amazon to work for you. Text DIGITAL, that's DIGITAL, to 916-766-5105.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at Sac Sewer, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And it's our job to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. Whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night at 916-875-6730. Sac Sewer. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Individual rates, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all states and situations.
Hey, small business owner. Are you ready to have the best year ever in 2024? When's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But Pi Insurance could save you up to 30% in just 3 minutes. Go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for your business. No hassles or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could make this your best year ever. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Got the drive guys, Whitey Gleason and Kyle Draper. It was just a few days ago, wasn't it, that the 49ers were still waiting to come out of their funk, and the Kings had been humiliated in Houston, and now the 49ers just destroyed Jacksonville, and you got the Kings back in first place in the Pacific
Everything
Division.
is right?
Yeah.
Everything is right here in Northern California sports.
And you have a special guest for us.
Yeah, I got to bring in my guy, the original K9. He gets mad at me when I call Kevin Herter K9. You see him with me the last couple of years on NBC Sports California, New Mexico's finest. I know you don't do that no more, big fella. Kenny Thomas K9, what's up, man? Thanks for jumping on with me and Whitey here. How you doing, man?
I like the way you opened that up because you knew I was going to give you crap about
And you knew I was watching the game too, but it's all good.
Anytime I call Kevin Herter K9, he hits me up on Twitter. I mean, on the text. He hates it. It bothers him. And so that's why I said it that one time, because I knew.
It don't bother me. There's only one original, bro.
Kenny, first of all, man, thanks for coming on, man. Honored to have you. We had some great times on TV together.
Yeah.
What do you make of this Kings team so far this season, man? Here they are, 5-4, back above 500.
Man, first of all, let me say what's up to your co-host right there. You can't be rude like that. Ain't that bad. What's up, bro?
I am rude, though. I am pretty rude.
Hey, Kenny. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bud? As you know, man, like you guys just said, they're back on track, looks like, and it's going to be interesting to me to see how the Western Conference is going to play out, right? Because last year it was like tricky, and not that it was a little surprising that the Kings got the third spot last year, but it's one of those things. The West, man, it's always been strong, and especially how they started last year, right? They went 0-4, and now they get another opportunity to come back and try and do something special. They gotta do a better job on the road, man. When I was watching the Kings play my old other team, the Houston Rockets, and lost by 20 on the road and then come back game and lose by 30, I'm like, whoa. I think everybody started panicking, right? But come home, take care of home court, which is what they've been doing. Foxy's back, which was huge. So maybe they can just get on a kind of a little winning streak, especially about to go on the road again, right?
Yeah, yeah. Kenny, having been through those 5 games without Fox, can that make the Kings a better team, having come through that? Now he's back.
You know, whenever you have a superstar that goes out, you're losing a tremendous asset. And the way that they been playing with him out with those 5 games, it could have came across like, okay, are the Kings really for real, right? Because those things are going to happen. It comes with adversity. And Kevin Herter started out slow, and now he's kind of turning it around. And here we are. We're only 9 games in, 1 game over 500. It's going to be nice to see how they gel together. And I feel like they're still young and still learning a little bit.
Kenny, you've played with some of the game's greatest players. What was your mindset when a guy missed time, when AI was out, or Stevie Franchise or McGrady or somebody like that was out? What was your mindset as a teammate?
Man, let me tell you something. When I was in Philly with AI went out. Chris Ford was the head coach. Glenn Robinson went out. Then they come to KT. And the next thing you know, man, you got to step up. Like that's why they're making the big bucks. The salary cap when I was playing was like $50 million. Now it's $136 million, man. So these kids are making great money. They just got to come out and perform. And guys just got to step up, especially guys like Sabonis. I would love to see him just take the 15 to 17 for a jump shot. I don't even see him looking at it. I would just take it so they can honor it a little bit. Because I think he can shoot 50%. You know what I mean? Just taking it. So,
yeah, Kenny Thomas, a 12-year NBA veteran, nice enough to join us, longtime King. Do you think Keegan can become the second? Speaking of Sabonis and Fox, can Keegan become the second best player on this team, Kenny?
I think he's on his way. I like how Keegan is attacking the basket, which is what Mike Brown's been kind of trying to instill in him to be more aggressive. Obviously, Mike Brown wants him to shoot the ball more, but I love how he's attacking. And I feel like you don't always got to shoot a shot like that unless you're wide open. I used to get myself going in that mid-range shot. And Keegan's been doing, he's been putting the ball on the floor, mixing it up mid-range and attacking the basket. But him being so athletic and looks like he put on some weight and got stronger, he just looks way more solid.
Kenny, obviously, the Kings had that long playoff drought. If I'm correct, you were on that team that last made the playoffs. What was it like for you seeing this franchise get back in there this past season?
Man, it's been nice. I was able to work with you and Matt and Katie and Mark Jones and Morgan and Deuce. And we all, you were already there, but me and Matt, Morgan, and Deuce, I think, came in around the same time. And it's been nice being able to see how everything is unfolding. and I feel like the way the Kings are going right now, they're on track. But it's going to be hard to see because the Western Conference is the Western Conference, right? I hope I answered your question.
You didn't, but hey, you know I'm gonna call you out, right? You know I'm gonna call you out, big fella. The question was, what was it like for you being there and being in that building, seeing the Kings get back to where they should be?
Let me tell you something. People get mad at me because I kept saying it last year, and I think I drifted away from it when I was on TV. But being able to talk about it 16, 17 years later, coming in, and working for NBC, obviously they were losing that first year, and then they came back and they turned it all the way around. And being able to be up there with you and Matt in the playoffs and being a part of that Kings basketball, it was nice, man. That's why I can't stop watching, even though I'm not on TV no more.
Kenny, I'm wondering if you would be willing to share with us the secret of rebounding, because you weren't huge by NBA standards, obviously listed at 6'7". I mean, you averaged more than 10 rebounds a game. So you were dealing with a lot of guys, not always, but bigger guys, heavier guys, and yet you were a double-digit rebounder. You put up some big rebounding numbers through your career. What is the secret to rebounding?
Thank you. You hear that, Kyle? Giving me all this love.
I know, right?
I like your co-host, bro. You could have teed me up like that too when we were on TV, bro. But man, it was Larry Brown in Philadelphia told me one thing, man. You can't control what other people do, but you can control what you do. And I had to figure out a way to stay on the floor because everybody in the NBA to a certain extent can score. But guys like me really didn't get opportunities like that to score, so I had to go get it off the glass. I was the shortest to average a double-double. I think my second year under my big contract in Philly, and it was just desire, man, and hard work, and you got to be in shape. I have my own personal trainer, and being able to work out in New Mexico with the elevation helped because it made it easier when the games came. So. Man, sometimes I used to study guys like Dennis Rodman, and I used to study, like, you can kind of see, like, the angles of, like, where the ball's coming from. Say you're in the corner. If you're, like, right there, you can kind of see if balls are short or if they're going to be long. So I just used to take chances and kind of guess based off of where the ball was coming from and which direction it might go.
Does it frustrate you, not to mention any names, but when you see a player who is more gifted physically, has the natural gifts that you would need to be a rebounder, but who isn't as good a rebounder as you were?
Okay, what kind of question is that, man?
Well, I mean, I would think.
See, you were kissing up to him earlier.
No, if I'm Kenny Thomas and I see a big guy and it's like, and then they're getting 4 rebounds a game, I would be sitting there screaming at the TV like, "Come on, you have to work harder." That's all. That's all I mean.
I got you. Yeah, I would have to work harder. 4 rebounds, that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. If I had 12 points and 8 rebounds, I'm happy. But at the same time, I would come back and I would try and get a double-double. 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
And if I got less than 8, that was a bad game to me. So, and when I see guys are not dedicated and committing to the team, especially when it's on the defensive end. We gang rebound and we get out, right, and run. But I love the way the Kings are getting out and running now. They really weren't doing that in the beginning. And it just seems like the flow is coming in. And I think Mike Brown is just still trying to figure out the rotation also.
Yeah.
My guy, Kenny Thomas, joining us. Kenny, obviously you had a long NBA career. What's your favorite NBA memory as a player? What's one memory you look back on and say, man, that was some good times with these guys?
Man, I had a lot, Kyle. I got to play with some great players and play against some great players. Allen Iverson, speaking of him, I just texted him the other day because, him and Shaq got the whole president, vice president thing, and he came to Albuquerque for me. So I would say being around AI and being able to play with him because he was so short and he could do so much. But playing against Tim Duncan and Kevin and KG and guys like that, man, it was a challenge. But at the same time, they had to guard me.
You want me to wrap it up, Whitey? I don't want.
I don't want to offend
He's
him
looking at
any further.
You know,
No, you ain't gonna offend me, man.
No.
Trust me, I done did TV. I done heard it all on
Doug,
social media.
Kenny's offended me this whole off season. We ain't played golf together. The dude been in sack and ain't hit me up.
Yeah,
I see how it is.
Why do you think that, Kenny, do you have a theory on this? This is true, and Kyle has said this on the air, so I'm not speaking out of turn. Kyle has said this on the air. He said, I cannot play golf when I'm around Kenny Thomas. He said, I don't know what
did
it is.
Did I really say that?
Yes.
Yeah, I did say
know why?
I always play bad around you.
Why,
you know that, big
Why
fella.
do you think that is?
Right? Because he's played bad. Because he was trying to beat me, and he can't.
Well, hey, some of us actually work for a living still. You know what I mean? You working on your golf game. When the last time you played, Kenny?
Yesterday.
Exactly. See, you got plenty of free time to play.
You're in his head, Kenny. You were way inside Kyle's head.
And then I played in a William Jessup golf tournament at Valley High yesterday, and then I played Sunday. And Jerry Rice was out there. We had Tim Brown out there. You had some other guys out there, but it was a good time. I've been working on my game, Kyle. I just got back to Albuquerque, and I'm going to be here for the holidays, but I'll be back, man.
You need to hit your boy up. Hit your boy up, man. Kenny, hit me up, Kenny Thomas.
Hey, Whitey, you can never offend me, bro. We're good.
All right. Yeah.
You can never offend me.
Great. Awesome.
Hey, just don't call Kevin Hurt or K9. We good.
I would never do that. I would never do that to my guy, Kenny Thomas. Yeah. Hope you have a white Christmas in New Mexico. I was there once in Albuquerque. We actually got snow. Hope you get snow this year, Kenny.
I appreciate that, but I don't think I'll be here that long to get all that down.
Yeah. Let's get out when you come through, man.
Yeah, man. You guys let me know. I appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm checking out the Kings and all that. So if you guys want me back, let me know what's up.
You got it.
All right.
Thank you, Kenny. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you both.
All right, bro.
Kyle.
All right, man.
You, bro.
Nice. Yeah. So how come you can't play golf?
I told you, I'm a firm believer, like, your golf game is impacted by the people you play with.
Yes,
but for some reason, the vibes are off when I'm with Kenny. I don't know. That's my guy. We're good friends and everything, but for some reason,
your friends,
you know what it is? Now that he's not on air anymore, right? He's not. Kenny's the type that gives you advice while you playing. That's the worst thing. Golfers know when you're not playing well, the last thing you want to hear is from another golfer. Oh, you should be doing this. You should be doing that.
Oh, and it kind of gets under your skin.
Yeah,
a
I
little
got
bit.
this, big fella. Don't worry. I'll be okay. I'm just having a bad day. So I always have a bad day with him. It bothers me, man.
And if he finds that out, you're toast. That's all you're going to hear for 18 holes.
Right, 18 holes. He's going to get in my head, right?
A quick timeout. When we come right back, Keegan Murray, defensive stopper, next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Gobble, gobble, folks. It's that time of year again when the leaves fall, and so do the prices at Elk Grove Kia. We're bringing you Thanksgiving early with deals that'll make your wallet say thanks. This fall, our lot is stuffed with the latest Kia models, and we've carved out incredible savings. Get your hands on a brand new Kia with Elk Grove Kia's award-winning reliability and service you can trust, unlike your Auntie's dodgy broccoli casserole. Don't wait until the turkey's on the table. Come to Elk Grove Kia and feast on the best deals this fall. And don't worry if you have challenged credit. Our finance team has over 100 years of experience. They may or may not have even helped a pilgrim or two get qualified. So hurry on down to Elk Grove Kia, where the prices are falling faster than Uncle Bob falls asleep in front of the football game at Thanksgiving. It's the Thanksgiving sale going on now at Elk Grove Kia, located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Or check us out online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia, where the only thing bigger than our savings is our gratitude for our amazing customers.
Elk Grove Kia.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
Last night, Kings over the Cavs, 132-120. The Cavs didn't know what hit them. Cavs score 120, they lose by 12. That's not supposed to happen in the NBA. They had just beaten the Warriors, Cleveland had. They came in last night with a size advantage over a team that had been struggling a little bit. De'Aaron Fox's first game back, and the Kings just destroyed them. I mean, that was game of the year, certainly. How long has it been since the Kings played stem to stern, top to bottom that well?
Yeah, it's been a while. And, earlier this season, the offense was clicking, but maybe the defense wasn't. The defense was clicking, maybe the offense wasn't. I thought yesterday they really put it all together on both ends of the floor. And, you talk about this Cleveland team. One of the things that they're so good at is points in the paint and their size and length and and the Kings held their own points in the paint with them. Cleveland was a top 10 points in the paint team. I think number 9. Sacramento actually had 2 more points in the paint, holding that team to only 50 points in the paint. I thought that was huge last night.
It's fair to look at that game last night and wonder, well, how much of that is repeatable? Because, 59% is probably not repeatable. We know the Kings are an excellent offensive team. They were last year, but you're not going to shoot like that every night. But one of the things that's happening, that's evolving here with this team that I think has to be extremely encouraging is the way Keegan Murray, with all the focus on how many shots he's knocking down, he has become one of the team's better defenders. He's become the guy who's guarding Steph Curry and then last night, Donovan Mitchell, and doing a good job of it.
Yeah, and we saw a little bit of it in Summer League at the California Classic. They were trying some things out, having him guard the opposing team's point guard. But what we're seeing from Keegan Murray is something I didn't know he had in him. Let's be real. I never viewed him as a defensive stop or a great on-ball defender, especially of smaller players, because I wasn't sure about his quickness, his lateral quickness, his foot speed. But he's impressing me. Obviously, he's turned me into a believer. And how about Mike Brown putting that kind of weight on his shoulders, saying, you know what? We're going to put you on Steph. We're going to put you on Donovan Mitchell, the other team's best perimeter player.
Mm-hmm. You've got to have to compete at the highest level in the NBA for championships and the like. You've got to have, 3 elite players. Can the Kings have that? Can with De'Aaron Fox and then Sabonis and then Keegan continuing to evolve? Could those be your 3? I don't want to use the word superstar. We throw that around too much here. We talked about that earlier. Can they be a legitimate big 3 that can help you get into the playoffs in advance?
I think so. I think Fox and Sabonis are already there, right?
That is the plan, right?
Yeah, that's the plan, exactly. And we're seeing Keegan now, especially these last 2 games, really blossoming on the offensive end. We knew he could shoot the ball, but now he's doing some other things. He's rebounding, he's defending. And so that's a lot to put on a young player's shoulder. We're talking about a second-year pro, but let's not forget, he was the number 4 overall pick for a reason. And it wasn't just to be a role player, And so I think this was the plan all along. Like, you draft Keegan, number 4, not to be a 14, 15-point per game scorer, but to be a star.
Right.
And
that's how you have to do it as a small market team.
Right, exactly. And I could argue maybe the thought might be that, in terms of offense and scoring, Domas may have to take a step back in terms of, and Keegan becomes that second leading scorer on this team.
I think Domas would probably be fine with that.
Yeah, right. Because he can impact the game in so many ways, talking about Domas.
But Kenny Thomas is right. Domas still needs to take that mid-range. I think did he take 1 last night? He made a 3. So, but you can just see it's there.
Right.
And he looks at it as, I don't want
He took 2 threes last night.
Yeah.
I'm okay with 2 threes.
Yeah.
I'm okay. And
Step in the right direction.
I thought the first one was no hesitation. I thought both of them, actually. But, the mid-range game, like you were saying, the 17-footer, he has to take that. He took 10 shots last night, but he got to the line 11 times. And so, and he was going against 2 7-footers, too. And so that was encouraging. But, no, you're right. For him to be what the Kings need to go far, he has to be more complete. It can't just be all, I'm going to try to overpower you, because sometimes, like we saw, you can't overpower Looney. Mm-hmm. He's just as strong as you. Sometimes you got to knock down that 17-footer.
How good do the Kings need Sasha to be? He's been very good the last couple games, and we know that he is going to need some time to develop and get accustomed to things. De'Aaron Fox talked about that last night. Sasha came over here by himself, and he's just getting acclimated to the culture, let alone the basketball. How good do the Kings need him to be? I think they need him to be at some point very good, very much like what we saw from him last night.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need what we got from him last night. 11 points, 3 threes. If he can knock down 3 threes when he comes in, he needs to provide instant offense. It can't be all on Malik Monk's shoulders with that second unit to score. He has to be a scorer for this team. So Malik, Sasha, and when Trey Lyles comes back, those are your 3 scorers off the bench. And so he needs to be a 10 to 15 point per game kind of guy, I think, for Sacramento.
And JaVale McGee did what he had to do, right? We talked about how he had to be ready when the opportunity arose, and then unfortunately Alex Lynn getting hurt. We don't know what his status is, but JaVale McGee came in and did some nice things in limited minutes.
How about that? Yeah. Having depth at that center position, something this team hasn't had in a number of years. If Domas got in foul trouble, who was that backup center? Who was going to – Rashawn Holmes? Well, he struggled there his last year or two in Sacramento. Chimezie Metu, you had to go small. But now you can actually come back with another 7-footer, a veteran that's won 3 championships. And so I like the depth of this Kings team when it comes to that center position.
Not to put you on the spot. This is my opinion. No, this has nothing to do with you. This is my opinion. Rashawn Holmes was not a good fit for Mike Brown's system.
Correct.
And sometimes I wonder if maybe Davion's not a great fit for Mike Brown's system. I think Davion is a very good player who I think his ceiling is a very good backup point guard on a very good team, maybe a little higher than that. And it just, he was, as a rookie, what he averaged double figures as a rookie. I wonder sometimes if he is a great fit for exactly what Mike Brown is asking of him. So
it's a great question because we saw the game against Portland, I believe. Was it Portland? Yeah. Portland, when he played extremely well.
Right.
Still came off the bench, was aggressive. But to your point, I think Davion's best in a more traditional guard-oriented offense, where the guard has the ball, initiating the offense. I don't know how great he is playing off of Domas. Like, it should be easy, you would think, but, it's a tough position for a guy that's had the ball in his hands because we saw it during his rookie year. Fox went out. He was tremendous, but the ball was in his hands. He was the decision maker. And Mike Brown's offense is totally different.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. And again, I think he's an excellent player. He's got a future, NBA future. I'm not sure if he's just from things he said and things we've seen, if he's totally comfortable with the way the Kings want to push tempo. I don't know. Just something to keep an eye on going forward. Because it was a surprise he didn't play last night. On the other hand, Keon Ellis just, when he got his chance, he seized the opportunity.
He did. And it's not about scoring the basketball. It's just playing the right way, like you said, pushing the ball. I thought Keon's defense has been tremendous. And
he's a disruptor.
He's a disruptor. And I could argue Davion's defense, it's in an interesting position right now. I don't think he's been as strong as he'd like to be defensively. And it's not for a lack of effort. I just think maybe he's trying. I know this sounds crazy. He's trying too hard. Like, he's overplaying things. And so, like I mentioned yesterday, guy drives right. Davion's like going way right to try and cut him off, but then you're leaving open to left. And so I just think he's struggling right now. But we've seen flashes. The Warriors game, I thought Davion was one of the best players on the Kings team. We saw it in the Portland game as well. And so we know Mike Brown will turn back to him at some point.
When we come back, hey, the Kings, guess what? They're in first place. But we return the conversation to De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, superstar? If not, is he close? What does he need to do to get there? Next, with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted! Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner!
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Skies will stay partly cloudy tonight. Overnight lows will drop into the upper 40s. Tomorrow we'll see a mixture of sun and clouds, and then by late afternoon and into the early evening, we should see some light rain. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to the newest technology with a low payment. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Terms and conditions apply. Your mobile carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
I always approach the holidays with a sense of excitement and a time to be with family. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, uncles, aunts, brothers, and sisters. It was that way at my Noni's home, especially at my mother's home, and today at my own home around my Naturewood dining table. The order of the day is stories, the sweet sound of children laughing. Thanks for all the blessings we each enjoy, and of course, food. Always lots of food. Home is always adorned with special trimmings which remind of past gatherings, good times shared, and relatives that have passed on. Family-owned Naturewood Home Furnishings recognizes the significance of the holidays, and buyers pay special attention to find the distinctive pieces of furniture that you'll love for its individuality today and treasure for memories you'll have tomorrow. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Guys, your promise is your word, right? You stick by it, you live by it. So does Revive Men's Health with our Revive Promise for low T and ED. The Revive Promise means your tests and lab work are free when you begin treatment, and our low T and ED treatments are money back guaranteed. Yes, that's right. We stand behind our treatments and our results. That's our promise to you. Revive Men's Health has successfully helped thousands of men with low T, ED, and sexual health issues since 2011. If you're experiencing symptoms like chronic low energy, less drive, sleep issues, weight gain, poor performance, bad moods, or ED, you need Revive. Don't settle. Get affordable, guaranteed, custom low T and ED solutions with lasting results from Sacramento's favorite men's clinic. And remember, there are no extra bills when you begin treatment. All labs and tests are free, and your low T and ED treatments are money back guaranteed. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento today to schedule your appointment. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you're a business owner, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton invites you to take advantage of a 4.9% APR for up to 36 months on select 2022 and 2023 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans. And since new Sprinters qualify for the generous Section 179 tax deduction for business vehicles, you can save thousands. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, sales, service, and a dedicated commercial vehicle department to help your company with any job. See our inventory at mbofstockton.com.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You want to check in? Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper, Drive Guys on the text line here. What is up with Alex Len? Misspelled it, but that's fine. What's going on? What's the latest with Alex Len, who was hobbling off the floor last night?
Yeah, Alex Len hurt his right ankle in that second quarter of last night's game. The Kings just released saying X-ray and MRI imaging confirmed Len suffered a moderate high ankle sprain. Moderate high ankle sprain. So he's out tomorrow against the Lakers. His return to action is to be determined.
He'll be out a while.
Yeah, and his is a little bit different than De'Aaron's, right? De'Aaron's was just a moderate. I don't think his was a moderate high ankle sprain, right?
Right.
And those usually take longer, right?
Yeah, I think a little trickier, and you could tell the way he literally hopped off the floor.
Yes. And so this is a big blow, man, because I feel like Alex Len, even last night, that thunderous dunk he had coming down the lane, he gives them some good minutes. Fortunately, the Kings are obviously, deep at that position now, so we'll see more of JaVale McGee. And obviously, our guy Trey Lyles, if he comes back, he'll get some minutes at that. But you hate to see it because Alex was playing some good basketball for Sacramento.
Really good basketball since the last Houston game. And let's face it, he doesn't have all of the gifts that JaVale McGee has, but he brings a much steadier hand, much more consistent.
Right. That's the thing. Alex Len is sort of that guy that, is a 10-2 driver. I make this analogy all the time. He'll get you to where you got to go very safely, won't speed, won't try and, any shortcuts or anything. Like he's very stable, you know what you're going to get from him. JaVale McGee, at times, he can, be tremendous. And then at times you look at it like, JaVale, why'd you take that shot?
What happened?
What happened? Yeah. Alex Len's not that guy. Alex Len's not going to get out of character.
We also have this from the 916. Domas needs that C-Web jumper. Yeah, and he's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it. Good signs last night. Baby steps. And then from the 530, do you think the next step for the Kings is getting Davion and HB over the Yips? I think Mike Brown's tactics worked for Herter. Now, hopefully it works for HB and Davion.
The Yips?
I know what you're saying, but I don't think it's Yip related.
No, I don't think so. They're going through a little slump, just like, Kevin Herter and Keegan did.
But HB is just kind of HB.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. Historically, with Harrison Barnes, he'll have one great game, scoring-wise, and then the next game he has 8 points or 4 points, and you're like, what happened? But at the end of the year, he'll be right around 14, 15 points a game, steady defense. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with Harrison Barnes at all. I just think other guys are playing a little better right now.
Right. And when you have four guys with 20 or more points, you're not going to have five.
Right. You're not going to have five. Right. Not all five starters. I mean, somebody, has to take a back seat and sacrifice. And
5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover. That way, and they won by 12. I think we're good here.
Right. I'm cool. The only concern is, he only played 22 minutes.
Right.
And so, if I'm Harrison Barnes, that's a little concerning. I would argue that's probably the fewest minutes he's played in a long time outside of injury. That's, when you're a starter, because you look at the other starters, 37, 35, 28, 35. Harrison Barnes, 21, 22 minutes.
I still think, and again, this is my opinion, I still think in a perfect world, Sasha would end up playing more and more of those Harrison Barnes minutes. I think he would force their hand. That's what they would love to see happen. Could be wrong. Obviously, Sasha is nowhere near. I know Harrison Barnes isn't what he used to be defensively, but Sasha's nowhere near Harrison Barnes defensively right now, and I don't think he ever will be.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about the defense, because we know Sasha can score. And this is a conundrum for Mike Brown, because if to your point, they do want Sasha to be that guy. Well, he's not as good defensively.
No,
and, it'd be different if it was Mike D'Antoni coaching. I could see that happening very soon, right? But Mike Brown preaches defense. What kind of message does that send? You send off one of your best perimeter defenders, and you bring in Sasha. And so I think it's going to take some time.
We've been talking a lot today about De'Aaron Fox, of course, a triumphant return last night. He limped a little bit down the stretch of the game, and he said himself he got a little winded towards the end of the game, but he was phenomenal last night. So I ask you again, Kyle, I know we've talked about this. Is he a superstar? How close is he to being one? If he's not, what does he need to do to get there?
He is not a superstar right now, Sacramento. Okay, I know. They're about to revoke my credential, right? Like, what, Drapes? I don't believe you can say that. There's different levels to what this is. And when you talk about superstar, I mentioned it earlier, I'm talking about charisma, commercials, off the court notoriety. Well, Tim Duncan didn't have that. But he had the 5 rings. So if you're not going to be that guy, Chris Paul in commercials, Anthony Edwards in movies, leading Team USA, well, then you got to win. A lot. And so that's where De'Aaron Fox, he's trending towards that. But when they take on Golden State, he's got to beat Steph Curry in the playoffs. When you go against LeBron James, you got to average 35 in the playoffs and have a big-time showing. That's how you become a superstar in this league, I think.
I remember being on the Warriors. Well, it wasn't the Warrior flagship at the time, but this would have been when Steph came in the league, around 2009? I remember about 2012 having the discussion. Is Steph Curry a superstar? And I remember at the time, a lot of people said, no.
Right.
Well, now he is.
Right,
There's
now
no
he
debate.
is, right?
But earlier in his career, it just takes time. You have to play at a high level over an extended period, which is not easy.
It's not easy, but that's what makes the greats, right? I mean, we've seen guys have 1 or 2. Like, was Ben Simmons a superstar? I don't think so.
No.
But he made multiple all-star teams. He was playing great basketball, and the problem with him is no sustained success. And so that's where De'Aaron and Ben Simmons turtled in the playoffs, too.
I would call him, and I like Ben Simmons, the term for him would be super fraud. And I mean,
ouch.
No, I mean, just like, wow, just nowhere near what he was supposed to be. I know that may seem harsh, but that's what I would, Ben Simmons, superstar? No, super fraud.
Nah, I'm not going to go that far.
Okay, that's just my opinion.
That's taking a shot at. I mean, when he played well, like those first few years, he played at a high level.
I would like to see him get back to that.
Something happened in Philadelphia that really messed him up. And so, I think his situation was terrible, and now it's just because cascaded. I don't know. He was a good player, very good high-level defensive player, too. But back to De'Aaron Fox, when you talk about superstar, and somebody said 10, a player must show up against higher-tier stars to uplift their status. I agree. It's one thing to beat a team in October, November, but I need it on the biggest of stages. And somebody earlier mentioned, well, the Kings are on national TV 22 times. NBA TV not counting for me. I need the TNT boys to do their pregame show and postgame show from Golden One or something like that.
That's another sign that they're trending in the right direction.
Exactly.
But you don't
it's a sign, but you're not there yet.
No. He was their third team all league, and then last year they almost beat the Warriors. So boom, superstar. No, it's just not that
you
easy.
just not after 1 year. You don't just hand it out like you said. It has to be multiple years. Now you make another All NBA team. You advance maybe to the Western Conference Finals. You start to get that buzz. Devin Booker didn't enter that territory.
Great point.
Until he guided Phoenix to the NBA Finals.
He's an amazing player.
Exactly. And now, he's being compared to Kobe and all that.
Yeah.
Like, that's where he made his reputation. And I think that's what's going to have to happen for De'Aaron Fox.
Wow. That's a great point.
Yeah.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's sneak in JR here real quick on Sactown Sports. Hey, JR, you're on with the Drive Guys. How are you?
The Drive Guys.
Hey.
You guys are awesome.
Hey.
What's up, Drapes? What's up, Whitey?
Hey.
Drapes, did you just say he's not a superstar star? You're going to get things thrown at you in the next pregame in Golden One, man. Careful.
No,
lightly.
Hey, that's what fans love about me, JR. I keep it real. I'm not going to blow smoke up their butts.
You don't do those smoke screens. Hey, I will say this. They sure looked good last night. And, everything that you guys have been saying about averaging 20 points, well distributed across the court. That is one thing I love about Golden State this year. They are a one-man team. And once that old man does too many Subway commercials and his leg cracks,
oh shoot,
there will be no more Warriors to worry about. It will be just focused on Denver. That's all we got to do. Hey, though I do love having Herter back and shooting the way he is. I know you talked a little bit about it, but there's nothing more exciting than get on Twitter and talking about how Red Velvet has sliced through the defense. And he played some good defense.
Yes.
And then, it's just fun to have him have a good game. Of course, everyone have a good game. But
JR, before I let you go, I got one question for you. This is a question of the day. Chocolate chip cookie or oatmeal raisin?
Oatmeal raisin, that's like my mom would make me eat that chocolate chip cookie. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. It's Kyle and Alan Stiles is with him. There are some people that are big
oatmeal raisin all the way.
I don't understand.
Oh my God! Why don't you just stick some broccoli on top of it? What the hell? Jesus, I'm out.
He said broccoli. All right, man. Thanks, Cher. Wow. So I'm losing that battle, huh? I'm losing that one.
But you've got some. You're like Ace fans. There aren't a lot of you, but the ones that are oatmeal raisin cookie fans, they are very good fans.
We are diehard.
There just aren't enough of them. When we come back, the commissioner's surprising answer to the NBA expansion question with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Individual rates, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, small business owner. Are you ready to have the best year ever in 2024? When's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But Pi Insurance could save you up to 30% in just 3 minutes. Go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for your business. No hassles or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could make this your best year ever. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
At Ashton and Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Most people know that the term birdie in golf refers to a score of 1 under par, but where did the term originate? According to Scottish Golf History website, it comes from the early 20th century American slang term bird, which meant anything excellent. While a 1911 edition of Maclean magazine described a golf shot as bird straight down the course about 215 yards, the country club in Atlantic City lays claim to the first use of the word birdie. In 1898, A.B. Smith was playing the par 4 second hole when his second shot went within inches of the hole. That was a bird of a shot, he said, and claimed he should get double money if he scored 1 under par. He did indeed hold his putt, and the group thereafter referred to such a score as a birdie. In 1913, acclaimed writer Bernard Darwin wrote in the September issue of Country Life of his visit to America. He explained that it takes a day or two for the English onlooker to understand that a birdie is a hole done in a stroke under par. And now you know. That's Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
It's Carmichael Day with a Fire Wings announcement. The Floor and Road location now serves pizza, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Don't forget the Wings Day Wednesday lineup, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. You got 21 delicious flavors to choose from and the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Save time and order online. Go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you, order online, and earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
Tournament play underway tonight because it's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Tuesdays and Fridays are group play nights for the tournament, right?
Yes.
Let's be honest. What do you think of the courts so far? The commissioner addressed those last night.
Some of them are good. Some of them are a little too overpowering. We're watching Oklahoma City. I'm actually okay with this for some reason. The blue, yeah. I think the blue is softer. We saw the Sixers court earlier, and that red is just almost too overpowering, but I'm digging this OKC court right now.
I find that most of them, for me personally anyway, initially they may be kind of shocking with the colors, but once I start watching, it doesn't take me long to adjust. Right. Okay, it's basketball. Yeah, it's a blue court. Okay, big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you're watching it. I will say, Oklahoma City, their uniforms and all they usually do a great job with their stuff. Like their stuff is really fresh, new, and I'm loving the court. And San Antonio, of course, they're not wearing no statement or city edition jerseys or anything like that. San Antonio, those look like just regular,
I think
old school Spurs jerseys. I thought you had to wear that one. Interesting, yeah.
We got that's a tie game early on there in the first quarter, and then the Warriors are playing Minnesota tonight. With no Steph Curry. So, I give up trying to predict how these things are going to go. Obviously, you would think, well, that's not going to go well for the Warriors because they just lost to the Timberwolves, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, you just, and no Steph, like you said, maybe this is the game Clay gets going or something like that, Wiggins, but these in-season tournament games, think about it though, Whitey. From a Kings perspective, I probably wouldn't watch, Warriors, Timberwolves. Like I wouldn't have a vested interest.
But now it's in
but
your
now
group.
it's in your group, and so if the Warriors they drop to 1-1. You're ahead of them in the in-season tournament standings, and so these games mean something. I like that.
And I think the Kings and the T-Wolves are tied for best point differential in the group. So
are they?
I think so. So yeah, the commissioner talked about the courts. And he kind of said, maybe we might have overdone a little bit. He was on the broadcast for the Celtics and the Knicks, and he talked about a number of things, including expansion. According to Keith Smith on Twitter, Adam Silver once again all but confirmed the NBA will expand after the new TV deal is done. So we think we know where they're going, right? You would think Seattle, Las Vegas.
Seattle and Vegas, yes.
Silver talked about a couple of cities in the U.S., but mentioned Mexico City, Vancouver, and possibly Montreal.
Wow. Actually,
how many teams are they going to add?
I like all those cities, but Montreal in December, January, no thanks. I can understand trying to get a second Canadian team. Obviously, I understand Mexico City, but you're right. It's not the WNBA. How many teams are you looking at? It's not MLS.
Yeah.
MLS might add 32, 34 teams they might get to. I think 32 is the sweet number for the NBA. Right now, they're at 30. To me, I feel like it's a slam dunk, Vegas and Seattle.
Right. Keith Smith says that the commissioner mentioned Montreal, and he said Montreal's reached out to the NBA. But here's the bottom line on this, and I didn't realize this. The NBA, obviously, like everybody else, are looking for new sources of revenue. And if you add more teams, then you get the expansion fees. However, you have to divvy up the TV money per team.
Right.
So you don't want to add a lot of teams and further divvy up and dilute.
What's the point of that
fees.
then, right? You sign a new TV deal, but you got to split it up between more. You want me to give you some inside info?
Yes.
What I'm hearing, some scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt inside info.
Not saying this is going to happen.
All right.
This is not from a source or anything.
Well, it must be from some source. You obviously can't tell
No,
us
but
the
it's
source.
it's chatter
like a
around
consensus.
the league. Keep an eye on LeBron and Vegas.
Okay.
Like that's been out there before, but that's I think that's picking up some steam.
Now,
like
if that's your big.
No, but that's almost a slam dunk. I know you're dissing me. You come with something there, big fella. You come with some. Where's your inside info? Oh my God. That's the last time I bring up a source. That's the last time I bring it up.
Bomb?
It wasn't a Drapes take, though. That's why I saved it for now, That's messed up.
So that will be, you mean they're not talking about him as a player.
As an owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, as an owner. 2027, I'm thinking, I'm hearing, yeah.
And Bronny, is he eligible for the next draft?
He is, I believe so, because he's about to.
Healthy and
yeah,
everything.
I don't know if he'll play or not this season, but technically he is eligible for this next draft. Yeah.
So my guess would be that the commissioner here, they probably know where they're going, and then you want to introduce other cities, and maybe that, I don't know, does that drive the the price up a little bit? Getting Montreal in there, throwing around money. I don't.
What was that?
Montreal, they are French, right?
They are French. Okay, all right.
We want that.
That's, oh my gosh, what is that?
Right?
yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're right.
That's how it works. Mexico City, they play there every year. I don't know why, with the altitude and everything.
You been to Mexico City?
I have not. One of my daughters was just there.
Crazy.
No, I haven't.
2017, I'm with Boston. We play at Mexico City against the Sacramento Kings.
I remember
that.
Yes.
Yes. I was down there for that. And that city is wild.
When Rondo went off on Bill Kennedy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. And that's a wild city, Mexico City. Like driving in there and everything, it is like a wild, wild west. OK Corral. And so, but I guess there's some nice parts of Mexico City. I just didn't see it when I was there. Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas was in that game.
Yes, he was. IT,
yes.
back then. Yep.
Yeah. So NBA expansion site, probably
Mexico.
not.
I don't see it.
Do you remember a few years ago? Was the Spurs were playing? I think Minnesota, and like the gym caught on fire there.
Yes. I do. Somebody just brought that up about a month ago. Somebody was talking about that. Yeah, and they had to evacuate, I think, and everything or something. Yeah, I remember that. But Mexico City, you would have to do Mexico City into me another city sort of close by as well. Like, I don't know. And maybe
it has to be Las Vegas and Seattle, doesn't it?
Vegas for sure, right? Yeah. Seattle, everybody's talking about, the redeveloped site of the Key Arena. Old Key Arena is fantastic, but Seattle deserves a team. They need a team back. What do you think about Vancouver, though?
I've been to Vancouver. I was never there for anything related to the NBA. I know they just didn't support the team. They had a really nice building, but I don't know why you have a team and they didn't do great and they weren't. Mike Bibby was just talking to us about this, right? And no one went to the games. There's so many other viable cities. I don't know why you'd go back there.
No, I agree. I think it's Vegas and Seattle, slam dunk, 32. Now, I ask you this. If you're the NBA, keep an eye on what happens in New Orleans. Let's say Zion says, you know what?
It's a great
point. I want to get out.
Yeah.
Then what happens to that franchise too? And so this next TV deal is going to be very interesting. But I think it's a slam dunk. Seattle, Vegas, mark it down.
You know what's interesting is that after the Kings left there in '85, Kansas City still doesn't have a team.
Right.
Yeah. And they built a new arena even without a team. They're like, we're going to build the arena, then maybe somebody will come, and they don't have a basketball team.
Yeah. Yeah. And same thing with Louisville, too. Like, Louisville's been wanting a team forever. They got that nice new arena that the Cardinals play in right downtown, right on the water. But I just don't see it. I just never see the NBA going there.
And as close as we think the Kings came to going to Anaheim when the Moose were there, Anaheim ain't getting a team. They don't have one, and they ain't get one.
Yeah, they're not getting one. They're not putting a third team in that area. No.
All right, when we come right back here, how many wins can the Kings grab on this road trip with Kyle Draper, Weddy Gleason, and you? Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
It's the season of performance event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
It's a new era in entertainment. Experience legendary performers like never before. All new and all incredible. This is the venue. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at Sac Sewer, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And it's our job to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. Whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night, at 916-875-6730. Sac Sewer. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles, drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
I wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. Makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Knee, hip, foot, leg, or back pain? Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Guys, your promise is your word, right? You stick by it, you live by it. So does Revive Men's Health with our Revive Promise for low T and ED. The Revive Promise means your tests and lab work are free when you begin treatment, and our low T and ED treatments are money back guaranteed. Yes, that's right. We stand behind our treatments and our results. That's our promise to you. Revive Men's Health has successfully helped thousands of men with low T, ED, and sexual health issues since 2011. If you're experiencing symptoms like chronic low energy, less drive, sleep issues, weight gain, poor performance, bad moods, or ED, you need Revive. Don't settle. Get affordable, guaranteed, custom low T and ED solutions with lasting results from Sacramento's favorite men's clinic. And remember, there are no extra bills when you begin treatment. All labs and tests are free, and your low T and ED treatments are money back guaranteed. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento today to schedule your appointment. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports. 'Cause 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 'c
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
With the Drive Guys, Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason, just basking in the afterglow of that Kings victory last night. I want to real quickly touch on something that happened in sports today because there aren't enough owners like this guy. The owner, the chairman of the San Diego Padres, unfortunately passed away at the age of 63. His name was Peter Seidler. He was, I think, the grandson of Dodger owner Walter O'Malley, and this guy was a real fan. And the reason I mention this, I know that, it's unfortunate and everything, but okay, we're, don't have a lot of Padre fans here, but this guy spent a ton of money on that team, as you know, and they didn't get to the playoffs this year, but they got to the playoffs the year before, and he invested in the team, and the team drew. The San Diego market is seen as a market where people are pretty apathetic, smaller market. They drew 3 million fans this year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
even though they didn't make the playoffs, and it's just too bad that there aren't more owners like that. He was a baseball fan. It's too bad there aren't more owners like that who are true fans. He invested in the product, and unfortunately, guys like that, there are fewer and fewer of them, not only in baseball, but in pro sports.
Yeah, and as an owner, if I'm a fan, that's what you want from your owner,
yes.
right? You don't want them penny pinching or worried about a buck or anything like that. You want to go out there, spend money, try to invest in the talent and put the best talent out on the field. And so, it came up short, obviously, but it's not for lack of trying, lack of effort. The worst is when owners don't want to spend the money, because then you don't give fans any hope after that. So.
Yeah, so rest in peace, Peter Seidler.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have the vote this week, and it appears Major League Baseball owners will approve the relocation of the A's. Although a lot of people are saying that it's not a done deal because there's so much left they have to figure out. But if the owners say, okay, we approve it, then it keeps them on that track. So it's far from a done deal.
It's not okay.
It's
Okay.
like a masquerade because apparently everyone who looks at this plan is like, well, that's not finished yet. That won't work. Yeah, but we're working on it. Okay, fine.
All right.
We approve.
They're just pushing it down,
Yeah.
approving everything, and then it's going to get to the
Kicking
finish
that can
line,
down
and it's
the
like,
road. Yeah.
uh-oh.
It's unfortunate.
It's not what it was cracked up to be.
Yeah. At some point, someone needs to convince Major League Baseball that you will make more money if you don't do this. That is the only reason.
Right. That's the only reason.
Only reason why they might decide, okay, we'll stay in
But they're
Oakland.
desperate to go to that Vegas market. That's what's happening. I mean, you see hockey there. You see NFL. I believe
LeBron's
NBA.
gonna be there,
LeBron's
as
going
you
to be there, according
vote,
to
yeah.
sources with
The
Drake's
Drake's
bomb. Exactly. And so for baseball, they don't care who it is. If somebody's going, hey, let's go. We're going to put Oakland there. And so I think, as much as we talk about John Fisher, Rob Manfred, the other owners, I think they're for it also.
So how about this road trip coming up here for the Kings? The homestand ended up very nicely. How many wins you think are out here? You got the Kings, as you know, of course. You're going out there on the road with them. At L.A., at San Antonio, at Dallas, at New Orleans again, and at Minnesota. So starting tomorrow, you go
I got
Wednesday,
them
Friday,
3 and
Sunday,
3,
Monday, Wednesday.
4
Yeah.
and 2, probably.
That would be 4 and 2.
I'd take that. I would take that. I mean, I think they're going to get up for the Lakers game. It'll be interesting to see if LeBron plays in that game tomorrow, second night of a back-to-back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so you get that one. The Spurs will be a tough one,
Tournament
obviously.
game.
In-season tournament game. So our boys will bring it. So I expect the Kings win. I think they'll split in New Orleans. I think it's just hard to win twice on the road against the same team. That Dallas game is going to be tricky, obviously. And Minnesota's a tough team too, man. The great defense that they're playing. So I got 3 and 3, 4 and 2 is their ceiling, I think. And 3 and 3 is what I really think I got them at.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, which is what we do here, 3 and 3, I would be delighted with 3 and 3.
Yeah.
I'd
That's
be
a good
like,
road
"Woo,
trip. That's
yes."
a good road trip. Yes.
Yes.
Now, if you're being honest, what do you really think?
Yeah, I mean, there's the Minnesota game is a concern.
tough.
New Orleans, I don't know, but then you got the Dallas, New Orleans back to back. Even 2 and 4, I think 2 and 4 would be like, it's unfortunate, but we could live with that.
You can live with it. And
Yeah.
especially with that back-to-back, we'll see if De'Aaron plays in both of those as
good
well.
point.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, because you got Dallas and then you got New Orleans. And so the second night of a back-to-back, I'm not sure what time we'll get to New Orleans. I got the itinerary. I got to look it up. And so it might be tough. But, man, if you could come out of this 3 and 3, 4 and 2, and you come back to the crib in December, you got a lot of home games in December as well. And so I think, 4-2 would be golden. 3-3, I would even take.
4-2 right now.
3-3, I'd
yes.
take too.
Parade.
Exactly.
Have
Yes.
a parade. Be the first team in history to have a parade for a successful road trip. Now, how do these cities, where do they rank on Kyle Draper's favorite cities to travel to?
Ooh, you want me to be honest too, right? You don't want me to give you
I don't want you to a position where you might not want to badmouth a city, but if you do, that's fine. But yeah.
So LA would be at the top of my list.
Really?
Yeah, LA. I love LA because usually we stay in Beverly Hills. So it's a different experience. And then the nightlife, which I partake in here and there. I got some friends down there. We usually go out. I love LA and just the
celebrity
whole vibe.
Types?
My friends?
Yeah.
Or no, my friends are normal people. I don't know any celebrities. Right? I'm not that dude, but I am in the proximity of celebrities. Let me say that. I'll just say that for you. So yeah, LA's at my top. Dallas is it's okay. It's a nice hotel that they're staying in, but there's not a whole lot around it. And so, and that's a one-night thing. I am golfing Saturday in Dallas, though. Got my boy Ben down there, so we're going to hit the links. We're going to play some golf, so that'll be fun. New Orleans, I actually like New Orleans. I'm a big.
Is funky.
It's funky. It's it's different now because I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol anymore. But when I drank alcohol, oh my gosh, that was the place. And then you got the casino right downtown, Harris, right next to it. I'm a big blackjack guy, and so no, I love those. And I actually, believe it or not, I love Minnesota.
What?
Yes, I went to college in Minnesota. I got my roommate out there. I got people out there.
It's not that cold there yet.
Not
is it?
yet, exactly. And they do have those bridges, those tunnels, like
the gerbil tunnels.
Yeah. Is that? Huh?
Well,
Is
like
that what
habit trail. You know the habit trail. Anyway, you know what a habit trail is? It's like for a hamster.
The little
tubes and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
they got that in Minneapolis, and so
Yeah.
that's nice. But no, I love all these cities, man. There's not one city I don't enjoy when I go out on the road.
But LA's number one.
Oh yeah, LA. Out of any city in the country, LA is tops for me.
How concerned do you think they should be in New Orleans with what Zion was just saying? I know we talked
I
about
thought you were talking about the Kings and nightlife in New Orleans. I thought that's where you were going.
Okay.
We
now
could
you
go
bring
there
it
too.
up.
We could go
Yeah.
there. No, they'll be fine. Our guys don't like to party that much. They're, that's one thing I've noticed about, this Kings team. When you go on the road, sometimes you'll land at 12, 1 a.m. And in the past, I'm not going to name names or franchises. I've seen guys, soon as they land, they're going right back out. They check
Atlanta, Miami.
Yeah, some of those cities,
Yeah.
yes. I've seen guys do that. Not saying on this Kings team. I'm just saying in general, in my years covering the NBA, guys will get in at 1:30. Dallas was a big one, believe it or not. Guys would get into
Okay.
Dallas
All right.
and then head back out. That was a huge one.
I mean, they're adults, right?
They're
That's- yeah,
adults.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
adults.
yeah.
Hey, they work just like we do. You know what I mean? Like it's like going out with friends after work.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, sleep on the plane. No
sleep
problem.
on the plane. But I don't see that with our guys, the current Kings. I don't think they're much partiers. They're not big partiers. I don't think.
I would guess I don't know. I was going to say their coach would not be a huge fan of that, but I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Military background, I don't know.
And
I'm sure
they're
no
always
fans really
practicing
are.
too. It's not like it's all right, guys. A day off. Go ahead, do like Mike Brown. Most of the time, he has these guys practicing on these off days.
Mm-hmm. So Kyle Draper's top five
NBA cities.
Yeah, would be Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. No, L.A. Miami.
Okay.
Got to throw Miami up in there.
Yeah.
After that, man, there's a huge drop off after that.
Really?
There's
All right.
there's a
We'll
big
denote that.
Yeah. Those. Yeah. What do you mean? What? Jay Johnson's in my ear. What? Houston? Nah, man. Because where we stayed at, you got to remember, if we stayed downtown, I'd say Houston. I didn't like the Post Oak is great, but I'm not talking about what's around the hotel, Jay. I'm talking. We stayed at the Post Oak. And that was okay, but I'm a more downtown guy.
H-Town's not on the list.
H-Town. Atlanta's on that list. ATL,
right.
yes,
Third?
sir. ATL, yeah. Yeah. Oh, New York, definitely. New York.
That's
New York's
better.
three. New York's three.
New York's three.
Yeah, New York's
Sorry,
three.
ATL, you're down to 4.
ATL 4, and I'm going to go It's a tremendous drop off after that. Like it really. I'm gonna go Orlando. I actually like Orlando.
Really?
Orlando's right downtown. Got great restaurants, great bars. The scene is good. I'm an Orlando fan. I like Orlando.
What's the next city in? Who's
Well,
on the bubble there?
like on the
Yeah.
bubble?
Yeah.
You know what's a city that's coming up, and it's my hometown, Philly. I'm gonna throw Philly on there.
Okay.
Philly has a popping downtown right now.
All
Yes.
right. There you
Philadelphia.
go. Kyle Draper's top 5 NBA cities: LA to Miami, then a drop off. Is there a big drop off to New York? You said a drop off before you came up with New York.
Nah. New York's
All
up
right,
in that.
Then a drop off to
big time
ATL,
drop off.
Then
Big
another
time.
drop off to Orlando, Florida.
Big time drop off.
All
Yes. Yes. I might have to do a vlog or something. Vlog.
Oh, that'd be
from
tremendous.
the road. you know?
You should do that.
I might do that.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a real quick one here. It's just a 20. All right, this is not a full. And when we come back, 2 areas in which the Kings could have been a lot better last night, believe it or not, with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
At SimpliSafe, we've designed award-winning home security with advanced sensors, HD cameras, and now this 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
I'm so stressed about my business not being ready for the holidays. Uma. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Uma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Uma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Thanks, as always, not only for being with us, but for your participation as well.
What somebody saying?
No, we got a lot of people with a lot of reactions to a lot of things we've talked about today on the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We were talking about cookies earlier, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember that.
Yeah, from the 916. I own a big wholesale bakery in town. 70% of all cookie sales, 55% of my business, chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal raisin, less than half of 1%.
He said less than half of 1%?
Less than half of 1%. That's yeah.
I never told you what my middle school motto was.
No.
Dare to be different.
Okay.
Kings fans, dare to be different. Don't be a follower. Like, who texted that? Is that, who was that? 916 from the 916.
Yeah.
Don't be like that person.
Put their name on it.
Don't be like that person.
From the
dare to be different.
315. First of all, this is a text of the day nominee already because he says, this is Dennis. He put his name on it.
Put his name, representing.
Like Herm Edwards would say, put your name on it.
Yes.
This is Dennis. Kyle is right. Oatmeal raisin over chocolate chip cookies anytime. It was really cool. You guys had Kenny Thomas on. I always enjoy hearing what he has to say about basketball and the Kings. And then one more from the 916. Draper loves oatmeal raisin cookies and LA. What a surprise.
Oh, that's a shot right there.
What
is that supposed to mean? What is that? Please elaborate. Text in. I want to hear that.
That's why I don't know what that means.
And here's the thing, though, about that. Here's the thing. Whoever texted that, call into the show. Be a man about it. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. 916-339-1140.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, maybe that's a compliment. I don't know. I don't know which way they're going there.
Man.
Is there any way you would be willing to share with us some of the cities that you're not as fond of? Again, I don't want to put you on the spot. You have to go to these places.
But you got to understand, it really has to do with where we're staying.
Okay.
When we go to these spots.
Right. So you say a city, and we're thinking of the city.
Right.
You're thinking of the
hotel.
Yeah.
So, like, when I think of Detroit, we usually stay in Birmingham, which is a suburb like 35, 40 minutes out. Exactly, James. Like, that's India. That's how it feels. And so I don't get a good vibe. Now, if we stay downtown, which we had before, there's the casinos down there. It's a lot of history down there. As a matter of fact, I went to Detroit and visited the Motown Museum when I was out there. I'm a big Motown fan, so I love that. You know, Milwaukee. I got sunshine. Oh, my gosh.
On a cloudy day.
It has officially reached that hour. 5:17, it's the witching hour. But Milwaukee, for instance. Milwaukee in January is not fun. It's not a good time. I'm sorry.
You don't
it's
say it
cold.
the Fister, do you?
No, we don't say it the Fister. You keep talking. You brought that up last week too, didn't you?
Halloween.
Halloween. We were talking about that.
And you don't say it the Skirvin in OKC.
The Skirvin in OKC.
Okay,
no.
Good.
So I'm not a big fan of Milwaukee in January, but I love every city. Here's the thing about me, Whitey. This is what you need to know, big fella. I'm going to have fun no matter where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get into something. I'm going to enjoy myself.
As long as they got raisin oatmeal cookies.
Oatmeal and casinos. That's the way to my heart, baby. Oatmeal raisin cookies and casinos. Your boy is hooked.
Nice. Do you think the Bay Area would be, I know it's different here because you don't really stay
I don't
there.
get to stay.
Yeah.
It's changed over the years, though. You know, I used to come with the Celtics and we'd stay downtown and it was popping. We used to head out, go out. Now, when I go to the Bay Area, I don't go like in the city. I go on Valencia and some of these other, neighborhoods you hang out, not downtown as much anymore.
Would you agree with me on this? As great as the Kings were last night, there's two areas in which they could have been better. I would say one is free throw shooting, and the other is, and Mike Brown mentioned this himself after the game, second chance points. And not to nitpick.
Yes. Here you go.
Not to nitpick, but 14 and 22 from the charity stripe ain't going to get it done. And Cleveland had 25 second chance points.
Wow. Yeah, that's not
15 on second chance
but
opportunities.
If you're Mike Brown, you're happy about that because that gives you a teaching moment, something to put on the film, right? To say, right, exactly. And so, no, it's
you should see him in post game when I know you talked to him, but when he's meeting with the media, because I know you always get mad when I look at my box score. And,
and that's what he does, right?
And he does, and he's just pouring out we had these many second chance points, turnovers, So,
but you know what else he does? I got to go back and look at the film. The eye test, the film. That's what I'm talking about. But no, there's as great of a defensive effort we're talking about. If I'm correct, Cleveland still made 16 3-pointers.
Can we really say it was a great defensive
That's what
effort?
I'm saying, but that's been the narrative.
49.5%.
You're preaching to the choir.
120 points.
Whitey, we just spent 3 hours and 20 minutes hyping up defense. Keegan Murray's, he held Donovan Mitchell. It was they played well on both sides. 49, what would they shoot from three? 46%?
45.7.
Right. 46%. And so, as great as maybe we're talking about it today, there's a lot of room for improvement. Like that second quarter, giving up 35.
Right.
That was not good.
I mean, they had moments. That's what I will say about their defense last night. They had their moments, and if you look at the whole homestand, they had their moments. But last night is hardly a stellar example of the Kings' better defense.
Right. I 100% agree with you. And, you mentioned it yesterday where Basketball Reference had them in defensive rating, and Brendan brought it up today. Right now, they're 17th, according to the NBA.com stats in defensive rating. So their defensive rating actually went down, I do believe, from before the game to after the game.
I think.
Right. Yeah. And now they're 17th in the association.
But with this team, anywhere around 17, I think you're going to be pretty good with.
Exactly. And you'll take that, and I'll pull up the advanced numbers now. What we saw last night and what they were able to do offensively was tremendous. But for the season, we know they've had some issues offensively. Pulling it up, they're 15th in the league in offensive rating right now. Tons of room for improvement when it comes to that offensively. Defensively at 17, I don't know how much better it can get. It's not going to be number 6 or 5. And, maybe it'll move up to 14. And if you're Mike Brown, you got to accept that.
So there have been ups, there have been downs, but you look big picture so far. Your, what'd you say, 14 offensive rating, middle of the pack?
Yeah, middle of the pack, 15.
Yeah,
Yep.
15, 17, which is about middle of the pack offensive rating, and you're 5-4. So
and you're
you're
five
just
games without your guy too.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And so if you're Sacramento, life is good right now. You've been able to weather the storm. Golden State, they've lost 3 in a row. Now they're about to lose their guy Steph Curry for a period of time. Theirs could turn into a 4 or 5, 6 game losing streak just like that. I think the Kings, they've done a great job sort of weathering the storm.
Yeah, you need to be the samurai. You know the samurai philosophy on that?
Okay.
Fate says you cannot weather the storm. The samurai says, I am the storm.
All right, James Harden, are you the system also? I'm not a system player. I am the system. No, but I like that because if you're Sacramento,
right,
we're bringing the storm. Like we are the storm. They need to weather us.
Yes,
that's the mindset you got to have. Yeah,
starting tomorrow night. That'd be a great way to obviously get this road trip roll in with a win over, I almost said arch rival Lakers. They're not arch rivals.
Not
anymore,
right?
They're interstate rivals, but not your arch rivals.
What's the one team you would like to beat the most if you're a Sacramento King? Warriors, right? Like they are so obnoxious. Their fans are obnoxious. And I think right now, Steph Curry and that whole night thing, it's like it's obviously Draymond is public enemy number 1. But now for Kings fans, we got to shut up Steph Curry too.
Yes, and let's be honest. Another reason for that is the Kings can't beat them.
Yes,
they
exactly.
Can't beat them.
Right,
it's aggravating.
Right.
Exactly. They haven't been able to do it.
Yep,
so
exactly.
close.
And we're about to see them in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, the final in-season tournament group play game. Wow, how about that? That's a TNT game, nationally televised from Golden One Center.
My fear on the in-season tournament for the Kings or whoever, it's going to come down to like the tiebreakers on the group things.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a lot of teams like 3-2, right?
Yeah.
One of the tiebreakers, and it's obviously down the road a little bit, but one of the tiebreakers is coin flip. Did you know that?
I did know that. I think it's like way down. Yeah. And I think one of them also, and this will help the Kings, is like last year's record is one of them too.
Yeah.
I'm like, what kind of mess is that?
Man, I hope it doesn't come to that.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So last night, got to make a few free throws. Domas is a good shooter. Why can't he make a free throw, Kyle?
Yeah, he's been struggling from the free throw line this season. Just 6 of 11 last night. 14 of 22. I'm
telling you could see it. He's thinking about it. And same thing with the mid-range. You can see he's just for a second there thinking about it. You got to talk to him about his pre-shot routine. Just speed it up just a little bit. Don't think about boom, boom, boom.
I know.
Up, boom.
It's something I've talked to the coaching staff about last season. He hired this shooting coach, this shooting guru, midway through the season last year.
Fired.
And it sort of tweaked the shot. And so I don't know if he doesn't have the confidence in it or whatever, but it's something he's worked on. We just haven't seen it in action during the games.
All right. Let's see. Who would be Kyle Draper's player of the game from last night?
Last night?
Yeah.
See,
and we're not about to say obvious guy.
Right, and because you're holding the box score. I'm not going to just look at the box score and say,
because what did you say your motto was in middle school? Dare to be different.
Dare to be different.
So you're dare to be different player of the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go somebody different here. Everybody would say De'Aaron Fox, Keegan Murray. I'm going to actually go DeMontis Sabonis. And I know the stats back that up, but I'm talking about his force and his presence inside against 2 7-footers. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
They were supposed to dominate in this game. Don't look at the box score, Whitey, because because Jared Allen was a minus 25. And I know plus minus isn't indicative of how well you play or not, but if you're minus 25 on the floor and you're the starting center, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So DeMontis Sabonis, I thought, owned the Cavs big men last night.
Yeah, mine would be Malik Monk.
Really?
Yes.
I see what you did there.
What?
You didn't want to go with the obvious either.
Well, I'm saying that's my dare to be different player of the game.
What did you like about Malik last night?
I liked the way he shot the ball, and he had 4 assists last night, and he kept the ball moving, and he wasn't forcing things as a point guard. And he, when he's playing well, he brings that edge, that spirit that this team absolutely needs if they're going to be successful.
No, you're
so with Malik, it's not just about the numbers.
You're right, and Matt Barnes said Malik is sort of the barometer for this team. I throw him with Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter. I mean, those are the 3 perimeter guys that if they're going like they were last night, you're not going to beat them. You're not going to beat them.
when we come back, why you may need to poach someone's password to watch the in-season tournament next year. That's next year with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Skies will stay partly cloudy tonight. Overnight lows will drop into the upper 40s. Tomorrow we'll see a mixture of sun and clouds, and then by late afternoon and into the early evening, we should see some light rain. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Hey, this is Travis Kelce, NFL tight end and proud member of the Lowe's home team. Lowe's knows when you've got the best price, you've already won. That's why we offer the lowest price guarantee. If you find a better price online or in store, we'll match it. Now you can score on the top brands from the Lowe's home team picks, like Scotts, LG, and DeWalt. So take on your projects with confidence. Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retail partner of the NFL.
Price match applies to same item, current price of qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave letting you know Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room and primetime football location is back. Cap Casino giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Check it out, Capital Casino. And as always, please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Stick to the plan. Trust no one.
From the director of Seven, Fight Club, and Gone Girl.
Anticipate. Don't improvise.
Michael Fassbender.
Forbid empathy. Empathy is weakness. Weakness is vulnerability. This is what it takes if you want to succeed.
The Killer. Rated R. Under 17. Not admitted without parent. Now playing. Only on Netflix.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com. 0
down with approved credit.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
Waddy Gleason, Kyle Draper. Get ready for the Return of the Empire coming up top of the hour. So we'll be talking to Emil and Nate here in just a little bit. And then got a Brock Purdy question for Kyle as well before we get to that. Right now, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Hey, let's talk to Mitch. Mitch, thanks for hanging on. You're on with the Drive Guys. What's up today?
How's it going, guys?
Hey, good, Mitch.
I'm going back a few hours in Miami. More Kings for you. I wanted to say, I guess the Broncos, I already forgot Sean Payton. I guess he's not interested in Drake or Caleb Williams, who I still think has an outside shot. Excuse me, outside shot of getting the Heisman.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Very outside.
Yeah.
He's very outside.
So you're saying, so Sean Payton's not tanking. You're saying he's actually trying to get some done this year. Yeah, I got you.
He might be this. He has a chance at second place because the Chargers will be the Chargers. They can score, but they can't stop. Kind of like USC.
Right.
And like I say with the Kings, I will play the bench. You know who? I'm forgetting his name now, and I'm sorry. It's Harrison Barnes. Reminds me of the other North Carolina guy you got picked by Atlanta. Did Marvin something? I know.
Marvin Williams. Yeah.
They both need to drink some of my coffee. I should drink less. They should drink more. I mean, just have some more pep. I cannot believe it. It's not like you're digging ditches here. I didn't have a lot of assists and rebounds if you don't want to score. But, Harrison Barnes, I've been watching this guy since Golden State.
Yeah. Thank you, Mitch.
Mitch, how long you been on? How long Mitch been on hold?
Mitch?
It's only an hour or so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not bad.
I'm on vacation. All
right, you got time. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, Mitch.
How'd you get Mitch on? Thanks, Mitch, for hanging on.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That.
I love Mitch.
I want to get him on.
Somebody held on for an hour plus to talk to us. That's when you know you've made it, man. That's when you know you've made it. Oh, man.
Yeah. He does that for a lot of shows.
Love Mitch.
Don't get too carried away.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I thought we were special.
You're great. Don't worry about that. That's indisputable, but he tends to do that for shows. So thank you.
All right.
Appreciate that. We were talking about Ben Simmons earlier, right? And I just, you may have seen this, and I'm not making a joke about this, but apparently this is unfortunate news. Ben Simmons going to be out for more than another week with a nerve impingement in his lower back.
Yeah, that's
he must have some.
It's something. He's had back issues. Yeah,
for
a while now, and I think he was playing halfway decent. I mean, not all-star level Ben Simmons like we saw early with Philly, but he was serviceable. He was a good role player for them in Brooklyn, but man, he's had a rough go of his career.
6 games this season, 6.5 points, 10.8 rebounds, 6.7 assists.
Right. See?
Yeah.
Solid. I mean, he's not scoring, but
he's an NBA player.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. But now he's out. And man, I tell you, OKC is just picking them apart. I'm watching this OKC San Antonio game, 10-point game at the half here. And we'll see San Antonio up on Friday, our first look at Victor Wembanyama. So that'll be fun.
Tall Chinese guy here on the chat has the answer to Domas' shooting woes.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to read this. This is not me saying
it's
this,
not you. Okay.
Yeah. Domas needs to do what the Korean Basketball League is doing. Bigs are just using the backboard and going up from 60 to percentages are going up from 60 to 70% to over 85%. Using same form as normal shot. Okay, I assume he's talking free throws. So he's saying, like when you play pop a shot,
right.
Just bank it off the
glass. Isn't that hard though? Like a bank from straight away? That seems to be like a more difficult shot to me. I don't know.
It's just it's
why not Rick
square.
Barry? Old granny style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not that? We're not going to start telling Domas to shoot differently now because he struggled to start the season. You like that though, huh?
I do. I would never do it, but I understand where he's going there, and I'd have to look into that if guys in the Korean League are actually.
Yeah, I need to look that up.
Hitting the square and with the
I'm
same
terrible at pop a shot though. That's the thing. I'm not good at that. So
why not? You're a player, right?
Yes, but I'm used to swishing. Swishing.
Oh,
and it's
you can do that.
It's hard. My son always kicks my butt at that, man. That's
well, he's a player too. That's the thing.
No, but then I get him on the real court. I back him down. I give him a couple of elbows. He land on the ground sprawled out. I'm like, take that.
That's
remember Papa shot?
Foul. We're going the other way. What'd you think of the Malik charge that they reversed? See you last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
I at first I thought, he must have been inside the circle, but he wasn't.
He wasn't. That was a good play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
And Brown was pointing at him.
He was like, that was
Mike Brown, because I guess he only took one last year.
Is that what it was?
And they've been trying to get him to get more, so they're like,
That's one of those teachable things. Like, like Malik did it. Like those drive coaches like, oh my gosh, that's like, can I say the word porn on there?
Yeah.
All right. That's like basketball porn for coaches. A guy taking a charge, especially in today's game, especially from Malik Monk, like you said, who only took one last year. That's amazing.
The thing about words on radio, you can say any word on the radio. It's just a lot of them you can only say once. And then you're done. But
like that's okay though, right? That's
yeah. As far as I'm concerned.
My man Jay on the controls back there, he got the dump button. Look at him and Simone chopping it.
Right. Like, what?
You're like, what happened, James? Okay.
Yeah. You can say anything, but a lot of things you can only say once. We just had that commercial for Michael Fassbender, The Killer on Netflix. I think I want to see that. But speaking of Netflix, Netflix Netflix is said to be considering a bid for the NBA in-season tournament.
Really?
Yep. This is via Sports Media Watch.
That's what's going to happen.
Sports Business Journal reported this week Netflix has shown some interest in acquiring rights to the in-season tournament. Again, this would all be, of course, next year. And potentially developing a docu-series akin to the F1 show Drive to Survive to complement the live games. They will not be able to bid until late April at the earliest, the point at which the NBA's exclusive negotiating window with ESPN and Turner is set to expire.
That's interesting because will local broadcasts still be able to show them as well? Or are they taking that away? Is that in-season tournament going to be exclusive to Netflix?
Right. The NFL, is it a league rule? I know, like, if a game's on Amazon, you can still on the local. They put it on the local channel.
Do
for
they?
People that don't have Amazon, but I don't.
That would be scary. And if somebody is going to bid on it, I think it's going to go to Amazon, right? Amazon has the money to just outbid. If they wanted it, they
Amazon
just
Cup,
they could easily. I'm not a big fan of like all these streaming services buying sports. It's just too much right now. How much you got cable or no? What do you got? We
got Xfinity, and also we stream on a couple TVs. So
right, so I got Xfinity. But I'm also paying for Netflix. I'm paying for Disney Plus. I'm paying for Max. I'm paying for Hulu. Like, it's like, it adds up, bro. It's like,
I know.
If I'm paying $300 for Xfinity, I shouldn't have to pay another extra $100 to get all these other streaming services.
The only thing I don't like about streaming's fine, but if you're watching a game, like if I'm watching a game on NBA TV, like I'm streaming a Warrior game, but then there's a football game on regular TV, and then going from one to the other on the same TV, it takes too long.
It takes too long because you got to go into the app and all that.
And it's not like, I don't know how to do it. It's just like, it's not as easy as click. Yeah.
You got League Pass too or no?
I have a limited, I just get Warrior games because I used to do the Warrior stuff. So
now Jay's like, we got I tell you what, I need to call Adam Silver, get him on the line because NBA League Pass, I should not have to year in and year out figure out, do I have League Pass or not?
Well, you have it. If they don't tell you, you have it.
Right.
But
then I try to sign in. It's like, it's not working. It's like 1 week I got it. The next week, it always takes me like a good month to figure out whether or not I have League Pass. Yes. Am I the only one with that? I need people to this is an honest thing, Whitey. This is something
I understand.
that makes
you
me
have
upset.
your password, I mean.
Yes.
Okay.
See, but the problem is, I get it through the Kings too, and so it's like, I get reimbursed. Like, but I had it for the first week of the season, and now I had it on my phone, but now I can't watch games anymore. I don't know what's going on with it.
Well, sometimes they have that free preview week.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what I had. Yeah. But every year it takes me about a month to figure out NBA League Pass, which is ridiculous. So, like, I can't even. Oh my gosh!
But maybe that's you can't figure that out on your own. You can't. It is.
Because you have the free preview, so you think you have it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm good.
You really can't call anybody anymore now.
No, you can't get anybody on the phone anymore. And so it's a pain in my butt, man. I can't be the only one that has an issue with that. Like, seriously. Like, I'm glad you brought this up. And I don't even know if you did or not, but it's something that's been weighing on me for a while. Because last week I was able to watch games. This week I can't.
Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Let me rip. Adam Silver, you're my guy. You've done some great things. The play-in tournament, it's phenomenal. In-season tournament, I'm actually a big fan. But can we please, Adam Silver, can we please fix NBA League Pass in the NBA app? It is too much.
If he has it, could someone at the league office let him know if he has it or not?
Like, how can I not watch games? How can I? I'm at home. All right, I'm gonna go watch this Clippers Warriors game. Can't watch it. And here's the thing: you should not have to be at home. I should be able to watch it on my phone, Adam Silver. And for some reason, I used to be able to watch it on my phone,
right?
But it wouldn't go through on my iPad. So the NBA needs to fix that out. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I know I'm serious right now because I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm fired up about this. But Adam Silver, man, you do such a great job. You got to figure out the NBA app and League Pass.
We'll get him on the show to talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him on the show here. He's making the media rounds right now, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll look into it and he'll get right back to you.
I'm sure he will.
The return of the umpire crossover with Emil and Nate is next right here on Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I had terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
The workday begins the moment you put on your boots. At Boot Barn Work, we know you need work gear that holds strong until you kick them off at the end of the day. No matter the job, Ariat Work Gear performs week after week, year after year, with fit, mobility, and safety features built for the jobs that keep our nation moving. Ariat provides non-stop performance day in and day out. Ariat at Boot Barn Work.
Hey y'all, this is Bill with the Good Guys. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling now. Tired of overpriced repairs? Call the Good Guys. Jaw-dropping quote for a new HVAC system? Call the Good Guys. Don't trust the other guys. Call the Good Guys. We offer free second opinions. Family owned and operated, always ready to serve the community. We offer the best service, best price, guaranteed. And that's no bull.
Call 530-GOOD-AIR. License number 1057618.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
YouTube chat comment of the day here from Tin Vietnam, who says Adam Silver is the commissioner of the NBA, not the direct TV guy. So,
shout out Tin, man.
Man, the NBA experience is supposed to be a good one. It's supposed to be user friendly, and I don't understand why every year I got to go searching for whether or not I have direct for NBA League Pass,
especially for its employees.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It should be a given. And maybe it's on me. Maybe I need to check and call Xfinity Cable. No. Hey, do I have it? Before the season starts or not? But it's a mess, man.
Oh, we'll get it.
We got to get it straight.
Yeah. Return of the Umpires coming up. So Emil and Nate joining us, gentlemen. Hello. Much more pleasant 49er circumstances than when we last spoke.
Yeah, I'm a happy guy today. Yeah, it was a little sad last time. Huh? The Kings weren't doing well. The Niners weren't doing well.
It was real sad.
Yeah. We're in a better place. I like to use this crosstalk time to get out my other sports stuff. If I could do that.
First of all, hold up. Yeah. You taking over our crosstalk? Is that what's happening right now? Is this coming on? It's still our show.
I don't have a crosstalk.
But you're like, I like to take this time to get off my other.
Yeah.
Go on your own show and get off your other sports takes, big fella. Not right here.
Go ahead, 49ers. It's literally a question for you.
Okay, all right.
It's a question for you.
I'm about to say, you come on our show trying to do. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So watching the game the other night, Drapes, he's on the call. He drops I think it was Malik dishing the ball out like Brock Purdy, right? He says that. Me and my dad are like, just because he's giving Brock love. It's there's been some contentious moments about Brock Purdy. With Kyle Draper here.
Yes.
So I just shoot a text straight to him. I'm like, love the Brock Purdy, love you did that. And then after I'm like, should I have sent that? He's working. Like, am I distracted?
Did I respond?
Immediately. Yeah, immediately.
See, because you're my guy.
Yeah, see, so I want to know personally, when you're working, I know everyone's different. Is that annoying to have to deal with that? Do a lot of people text you and stuff when you're on the call?
All the time.
Yeah.
But we get commercial breaks.
Yeah, you get a break.
And then the producer's talking into my ear, during commercial and saying what's coming up. Usually I ignore him. Yeah. Because I'm too busy responding to Nate's text, you know what I mean? But it's fine. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's
because you have the option, right? I mean, you could just turn your phone off.
You could tell. Who does that these days, right? No,
I was just locked in. And
what do you mean? Do not disturb.
No, I don't, dude. I want to be disturbed. I want to know what's
20 minutes ago, actually, when I was doing a commercial, I knew Nate was coming in. I was like, I gotta get this commercial done. Do not disturb.
Yeah,
really? You did that?
Yeah.
One thing I won't do, I will not go on social media
during the game.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's too much. There's too much going on.
You get
you get the mentions, the notifications.
You get down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
you see something. Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah,
see
exactly.
Whatever.
I'm trying to be in the mind frame.
Nate, I did not hear that because I was at the game. And Kyle actually brought it up today. He mentioned that if I had been watching and I'd heard that, I would have just. My jaw would have hit the floor to hear him say something nice.
And it was when they were being bad too. It was what? It was.
Were we bad?
No, the Niners. No, the
Niners. Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
What game was that? It was the Blazers game.
Blazers or Oklahoma City, one of those two. Yeah. You're right.
How about that?
It must have been the Blazers
because I know my audience. I could have said Jalen Hurts. But then that's that's not a good thing to do in this area. And so I knew everybody could identify with Brock Purdy.
I just wanted to peel back the curtain, kind of see how things work. See if I was overstepping the line.
Not a little bit, but no, it was all good.
hey, he texted you back.
I texted you back.
I was like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I didn't say who's this. I didn't do that to you.
Because I'll harass Jason sometimes during a Sac State thing, but Jason likes it, I think.
Yeah. Now, I know you guys have 49er stuff coming up for the next hour, but my understanding is, Emil,
you want to get something off your chest,
you want to talk about
what do I want to talk about?
De'Aaron Fox MVP?
Superstar?
Let's not do this. We had this discussion earlier.
Okay. No, Nate came in and said you wanted to talk about this.
He did say
I'm wrong. That's the problem. I'm wrong.
He's backing up, Drake. He threw it in reverse. He threw it in reverse.
Look,
it's Deion Sanders. He's backing up.
De'Aaron is a superstar because I have different standards. You have other standards because you have standards of superstars being the NBA faces. I have the NBA faces as a different category, as the ultimate category of NBA player, where there's like 4 or 5 people, the faces of the NBA. Superstar is a step lower than that. I think De'Aaron is a superstar. I don't think he's an NBA
How many
face.
superstars are there in the league, would you say? Does every team have a superstar?
No.
Okay.
No.
Your definition sounds like 15 to 20.
I would say about 10 to 15.
Yeah,
10 to 15. And face of the NBA, about 5.
So who are they?
Can't there only be one face of the NBA?
Oh,
I said face is plural.
Yeah, that's a good point though. Like,
no, I don't.
Who
think
is
so.
the face of the NBA then right now? Steph
Yeah, who
Curry?
is? Nah, I could say
30.
Giannis.
Maybe still LeBron.
LeBron.
See, I don't think like my mom knows who Giannis is.
Really?
My mom would know Steph Curry.
Really?
Yeah.
I really.
So
think
is Giannis a superstar or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like my mom
I
has
think
no
there's-
idea who Jokic is.
The
No clue.
problem is with these conversations is that everyone has a different definition of super. But then you get into like all star, that's different. But yeah, it's subjective.
Yeah. That's what's interesting about the NBA with the player participation policy. They're actually trying to put rules that determine what a star is and all of that. And it's hilarious. But okay, so you didn't want to. Our sources had told us you wanted to dive into that.
No,
If
I
you
don't.
that's
I don't
fine.
want the drape smoke. I'm okay.
No, dude. I'm all smoked out. After that Adam Silver rant, I'm good, man. I'm gonna be a nice guy from here. I'm all smoked
You're
out.
like you're on Matt Barnes' podcast. again.
I'm all the smoke. I'm all smoked out, man. I respect your opinion, even if it's wrong. It's okay.
And same with you in the Niners in Philly. It's okay.
Dude, I can't wait till December
gonna be
4th,
wild.
man. I
That's
tell
gonna
you
be
what.
wild.
You know what? I'm gonna go to eBay right now or
eBay
or something. I'm gonna order some things.
Okay.
I'm gonna order some Eagles gear. I'm gonna have like an Eagles gnome sitting up here.
Yeah, but then he won't know. Did I order it or not? I don't know.
I can't log into my Amazon. That's messed up, man. It's supposed to be us against them, not the other way around. It's all good. It's all good.
Don't you think that?
Oh boy.
If I may go back to the Purdy, and I know we have fun with it.
He's
The
pretty
way-
good, right?
I think the whole narrative about Purdy, is he just a guy or is he better than that? It's done now, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Wait.
How can it be done now?
Yeah, I don't think.
Was it done Saturday before the game?
well, in my opinion, it was.
What's the
but I mean,
conversation we're talking about?
yeah,
with
is
Purdy?
Brock Purdy, is he like a system quarterback, just a guy?
He's not a system quarterback.
or is he?
I think the throw to George Kittle proved he wasn't a system quarterback.
That was a wild.
So one throw, all of a sudden, just
One throw
changes
can
everything.
One throw can change an outlook. If Josh Allen makes that throw, Joe Burrow makes that throw, Patrick Mahomes makes that throw, it is everywhere, and everyone going, he is the greatest ever.
Every
It's
NFL
everywhere.
quarterback can at times make great throws.
Not that throw.
They earn that though, that right to when they make a throw like that, everyone freaks out. I don't know if Brock has earned that yet.
Okay.
I just think he's
the guys he's
proven that
mentioned.
he's better than, and I'm not singling out Kyle because obviously there's a lot of people that have said, I don't know. To me, he's proven that he's better than that. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if he's ever going to win a Super Bowl, but to me, he's proven already. If you watch the games, like, wow, that guy is a good quarterback who is helping his team win. He's not a system quarterback who's just a guy.
I totally agree with that after watching Jimmy Garoppolo since 2017. I agree.
No, I told you. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo's numbers with CMC last year. 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. His numbers were off the hook last year.
And now he has
when
Devontae
CMC
Adams
came.
and Josh Jacobs and all this
And
stuff.
a horrible head coach.
We only got 9
he still
seconds
can't
left.
play.
You're killing me. We got to go. Dude, I might stick around. Can we I got things to do. But I would stick around and
Empire
argue.
with Emil Natus next right here on Sactown Sports.
It started back in 93.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold.